Hey, grace and peace, everybody. We're back. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. You know what time it is. You know what we're about to do. We're about to jump into the land of Candy. And she is scheduled her live stream to go live, or her show to premiere at 5:15. So roughly about 35, 45 minutes. Please forgive me. So I want to make sure that everything sounded right. Make sure our audio was good to go. All that kind of good jazz. If you could, green heart in the chat. If I sound all right, let me know. Let me know. I do have a fun, well, an interesting body cam that we can kind of break the ice, kind of clean the palate, so to speak, keep our minds focused on, sovereign citizens, for crying out loud. Because, hey, what else? What else? By the way, I realized I did not give you all your bingo boards. I didn't think about it, but our bingo board, I did update it. Shout out to all the suggestions for new words, a lot of the same words, but a lot of people, we retired some words. I do think we retired Kanye for sure. So let me get this in, and we're gonna watch we got a body cam to watch to kind of get ourselves ready and make sure that we're good to go. I'm gonna drop the link for the bingo board down in the chat as well. I believe it's actually in the description of the video too. I think editor Jason is on his game today, I believe, but anything could happen with that guy. That guy could be doing anything. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. I appreciate y'all. Yes, I am back. I'm back up in the building. It was fun, man. I really appreciate y'all so much for supporting and cheering us on. We made it through. We made it through. But nonetheless, we are back. Let's go. Here's the link to the bingo board. Grab yourself a bingo board. I'm gonna pull up a body cam. I thought it looked pretty interesting. So let's do that to kind of get ourselves loose. Make sure you say what's up to your people after you hit that like button. Drop your like number in the chat. Let's get at it. Here we go. Green hearts in the chat when you can hear.
On December 8th, 2025, an officer observed a vehicle traveling on a highway displaying what appeared to be fictitious registration plates, including an exempt plate in the rear window, with no valid registration visible. The driver was believed to have a suspended driver's license, an active warrant, and was known to identify himself as a sovereign citizen. The officer conducted a traffic stop.
Can you roll your window down? Thank you so much. So the reason I pulled you over is your plates. I'm not able to get them to come back or anything.
There they go.
May I take it so I can see it? Is that okay?
Yeah, you're going to want to call the sheriff.
Okay, can I see the paper you were trying to let me see? Is that okay?
Anything about me or anything about this car or anything about what's going on?
I don't know. What's with the car? Okay, what's going on with the car? Okay.
I'm not on my way to get breakfast.
So I've always wondered, like, why do police not pretend like they can't hear and say, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, until they have to let the window down in order. I've always wondered that. If you're a police officer, let me know. Are y'all able to do that and just say, hey, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You're going to let the window down. I can't hear you. It just seemed like that would be the easiest way to get through all this foolishness. But let's keep it going.
I'll give this to you, and you can check it out.
Okay.
But then you can do what you want.
Okay.
I'm not getting out of this car.
Okay.
And you can throw any paperwork you want, but then
Okay. I didn't ask you to get out of the car though, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. You know what?
I'm sorry, I haven't met you before, so I don't know what you're.
I've been dealing with it for 5 years.
Okay.
I have every piece of paper known to man.
Okay.
That shows that nobody has jurisdiction over me. Okay.
Okay.
So here.
Am I able to see that? Thank you so much.
That's what I'm a credit.
Okay.
You and the village of Fox City and your police department.
Okay.
$30 million. So
That's a lot of money.
That was crazy.
Okay, so that's what's going on. I'm so tired of this.
Right.
I know my rights. I know exactly what I've done for 3 years. Now that number that you see.
Okay.
In fact, here, let me give you that too, because here you go.
Is your name Leon? I just want to make sure I've got the right. It's the highlight.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what that number means. You see this number? That's now you.
What number?
You said that number this number that you're talking about is this man that I gave on this date.
Okay.
I told him my jurisdiction.
This person?
No.
Sorry.
This is the tracking number.
What are you
Oh,
saying?
I gotcha.
That's the tracking number.
Okay.
So now that you asked me,
Okay.
Why are you arguing on the side of the
I don't know
road?
those people. I'm sorry.
Here you go. And that's
Thank
what
you.
number means. 'Cause
Thank
they
you.
were told it was their duty and obligation to tell everybody who I was. And they threw me in jail for 18 days.
Okay.
I'm not
And
having
18 days in Lake County?
in Kenosha. They
In Kenosha.
$30 million lane too. You want to see them all? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
do
I
that.
never wanted this interaction. These are all the $30 million liens I have. Okay?
$30
That's a lot.
million
Well,
lien.
you know what?
Do you live in Colorado
You
then?
can't get liens like that on bogus stuff.
Okay. Do you live in Colorado? Because I see it all says Colorado.
I gotta get going, so please go check it out. Let's get out of here. Or arrest me. Do what you gotta do.
Okay. Do you have any type of identification or a name or anything?
Let's go find out who I am.
Okay.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'll
It's
try
okay.
and calm down, okay?
I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
You better
You've
know
been very
what
cordial so far.
jurisdiction is. That's the problem.
Okay.
Here's the laws are up against right now.
Okay.
Everybody knows about it, including the governor on Friday.
Okay.
So these are the laws. You can just look at them. Or you want to take a picture?
Oh,
Okay. but these
okay.
are the
Well,
laws.
I can look up the laws. That's not an issue. Okay. Do you have insurance on the car at all or no?
Actually,
Like car insurance? Sorry. That's what I meant.
You know what? And now that you asked me, I'm also indemnified. This is
Okay.
beyond any. This is beyond insurance companies. Okay.
Okay.
There.
May I have that?
who I am. Yes, that's my American State National Credential.
Okay.
Now you might want to read this part. It says, "Do not detain and do not interrogate."
Okay. Thank you so
Unless
much.
have an injured party.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. I'm trying to calm down.
Give me 1 second. Okay. Here's this. I'm going to.
This is what I went through in 24. Okay.
Okay.
Nicholas. And he's
With Nicholas?
Well, whatever his last.
Oh, I see. Alopajanis. We have a few Nicholases. That's why. You can have that back.
Yeah, you know?
Okay.
So I've already been through it. Everybody's in the club.
Okay.
Times everybody. I'm talking 100%. Everybody I've interacted with about this stuff. Okay?
I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
I hope so.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm going to call the sheriff here in a minute. So.
Okay. Can you just give me 1 second and I'll come back and talk to you?
You know what? I'm calling them.
Okay.
That's my rights.
Okay. Totally understandable. If you're what?
I'm calling the sheriff to take care of you.
I will tell you this.
Okay. Can you just give me?
Okay, from my limited understanding, this female officer is by herself. So because she's by herself, she cannot take this man out of his car yet. And I think the whole tenor is going to change once another officer shows up. Because at the current moment, it doesn't seem like she's called for another officer, called for backup, or anything like that. That's what I'm picking up. But again, this is Colorado. So again, you got to kind of, match the jurisdictions. But I think that's why she's just being very cordial, very go along to get along type of stuff. Oh, if there's other police cars, then never mind. Take that back then. If I missed it, I'm sorry. But if not, we'll see in a second. We'll see what happens.
1 second. Is that okay? Can you just hang on for 1 second for me? Thank you so much.
Oh, nope.
The officer requested a sergeant and additional units in anticipation
There
of
we go.
possible resistance.
Will you not roll the window down at all?
All right, here it goes. Now it's going to
Will you
change.
not roll the window down at all?
You did on that side.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Gang. I need you to turn your car off and step out. Why not?
Did you call the sheriff?
I need you to step out. I'm giving you a lawful order to step out of the car.
Do you have an injured party?
Pennsylvania versus Mims, get out of the car now or I'm going to take you out.
Get out of the car. Hey, Leon.
Her voice has changed.
Leon.
Call the sheriff.
Leon, do not put your car in drive. Get out of the car.
You're under arrest. Okay? Step out of the car. I'll let you make as many calls at our police department. Step out of the car. You're under arrest.
I don't know who you are. I want 3
Are you
pieces
able
of
to mark it there?
identification from you. Do you have 3 pieces of identification?
I'm going to break your window, okay, sir? I don't want to do that. I need you to step out of the car.
We'll call the sheriff at the station.
I need the sheriff here. Then I'll talk.
We'll call him at the station, but you need to get out. We can't do that out here.
Oh, is this the sheriff's office? I need the sheriff right now.
Sir, you about to meet the sheriff down at the station. One of the things
Sir.
also that really I have a theory that this whole sovereign citizen shenanigans, the whole sovereign citizen shtick is a conspiracy and a mind virus put out by two particular industries. Two industries. All right. I want you in the chat. Tell me what two industries you think they are that are in cahoots to push out the sovereign citizen foolishness. I've yet to hear anybody actually win one of these cases, but I almost am guaranteed that to see that this person is going to fall under one of those two industries. This is a good question. Why is a man being arrested? Because he failed to identify. His vehicle does not have proper registration, no insurance, and he refused to get out of the car. That's almost guaranteed. It's almost a guarantee he's going to get arrested. Oh, wow. Somebody literally has every one of my theories. Wow. How did you come up with that? Okay. Let's bring this back in because Candace is going live in 30 minutes. Anyway, shout out for sure. Let's go.
Step out. Okay, step out of the vehicle. You don't have to say anything.
I need the sheriff right now.
Oh, but you're going to see him down at the station.
Leon, you're under arrest. I want to make this as quick as possible for you.
They know his name for crying out
Step
loud. You know
out
that's
of
crazy.
the car, or I'm going to break your window. You do not want me to break your window.
No, I don't.
I want you to step out of the car. If you, listen, I'm giving you multiple.
4 Fox Lake police officers here.
Leon?
I don't know who they are. I need a sheriff.
You just said it.
Leon, I'm gonna break your window.
Because they're ready to break the window. They all have guns. My life is threatened. I demand a sheriff. Right now.
Leon,
My life is threatened.
unlock the door.
Guns. Right now.
I got it.
State Park Road, just off the
Leon, come on, man.
I can take this
I'm
down
on State Park Road, just off the
because it's down some.
State Park
You
and
can just
12.
pull it down?
The squad cars
Go
here.
for it.
Immediately. Okay, they're wrecking my car. They're wrecking my
Jesus.
car.
Dang it.
Okay.
You get the thing out.
They're wrecking my car.
No, stop.
Break it.
Leon, open the
Just
door.
open the door, brother.
You're under arrest. Just deal with it. Act like an adult.
Come on.
They're actually breaking my
Did this?
car.
Hey, did this happen last time, Leon? Come on.
They know your name, bro. Come on, man. Oh, now you hit the cop.
He's got his foot on the gas. Get your arm out.
There it
Out of
is.
the car.
It's a wrap, Leon.
Get the police here, sheriff, now. They just assaulted me. Just
Leon.
assaulted me.
Stop unlocking.
I'm glad this is all. Are your cameras on? Oh, great.
Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up.
Stop reaching around.
Oh yeah, you guys just looking for a reason to shoot me. I'm sure.
No, we're not. We're trying to take you into custody. We told you multiple times you're under arrest. Leon.
I need either a council of law here, an actual
It's not
council of law, or a sheriff.
So the electronic isn't working.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Don't
Whoa.
knee my hand.
You're in my vehicle. You're in my
Yeah,
property.
rightfully
Yank him
so.
through the
No,
window.
you're not. You're not rightfully.
Okay, real
I
quick,
need
as I want to talk about, I believe that the whole sovereign citizen shtick, the whole craziness is propagated by hold on, bring it up. Okay, here it is. I think it's propagated by the auto glass industry and the tow companies. Now you can maybe throw in insurance and lawyers, but you're almost every sovereign citizen you see is going to either get their window busted out and get their car towed or get their car towed. It's almost a guarantee because most of the time their vehicles are not registered and they don't usually have insurance. I've yet to see one where the officer says, go ahead and drive off into the sunset. It's always one of those situations. They don't get the window busted out and then get their car towed. They're going to go to jail and then the car goes to car jail. Look, I need to stop cracking jokes because I was in YouTube jail. Let me stop cracking a joke. But I just think I can't find another way to do this. Like, why in the world do people keep falling for this? Yeah, the window glass company, and you can put in there auto detail companies. Auto detailers make a lot of money cleaning up after this craziness, right? I just think it's hilarious, man. And it's so predictable. Like nobody has ever won court on the side of the road. Now, whether or not they get it dismissed when they go to court or anything like that, we can have that discussion. But you are 100%. The judge, jury, and executioner are not going to prove you or grant you innocence on the side of the road. It's never going to happen. Never. You're always going to take the ride downtown when you behave like this. All right, let me bring this up. Because again, Leon, you're right, Leon, you over here assaulting the police, y'all. What's going on?
Sheriff, the cops are.
Man, tase him. Tase
I'm
him.
not resisting.
Yeah, you are. 100%.
Am I under arrest?
Yes. I told you.
Dude, what's wrong with the window? There you go. Now the fun part.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
there you go. He stepped out. That's dope.
Hands on your back. Don't tense him up. Come on. Who's got cuffs?
I got
Don't grab my hand. Don't grab my hand.
He about to get then put him on the ground.
Well,
You say you need
just
to spit.
wait and we'll let you spit on the ground.
I don't want to
Spit on your car. Don't spit on us. Otherwise, we're putting a.
spit on you. I just need
Okay.
to spit.
Okay. Well,
Let go of my
What a
thumb,
weird
please.
request.
You know what?
Leon, thank you.
Okay, I hope we guys. All right.
Yes, it's all being recorded.
the yellow button is the devil.
So you denied me a sheriff? You denied American State National a sheriff?
Stop.
Do you have anything on you that's going to poke me, stick me, or hurt me, Leon?
You know what? No, I don't. And all that paperwork goes with me, every bit of it. And that's everything I have to say right there. So all that, I'm going to grab all that stuff and I'm taking it with me.
We'll grab it for you.
I'm going to tell you which ones to grab, or I'll
No,
make sure.
you said everything.
Well,
You know
just
what?
grab
What are
that.
you doing? That's my money.
Searching you.
You got my paperwork. You're the fault. Come to think of it, I just recognize your name.
Right here, okay?
Well, this is going to happen again, but now it's 30 million. Sorry.
30 more
Hey, wait a
million.
minute, I gotta
30
get that
million is
paperwork. I
crazy.
gotta get that
We'll
paperwork.
grab it.
No, I need the. All right, the big folder
Get
and
in.
the small folder on the seat.
Okay.
Get in.
Before I
Get
get in,
in.
can I see
No.
No.
Because we're gonna go. We're gonna catalog
it.
every piece that's in there that I tried to offer you.
We're gonna photograph everything.
Oh, good. That's great. I'm glad. All my paperwork.
Watch your leg.
All, everything that's in the car.
Leon,
I need
Where's your
that
leg?
paperwork now. That's
Thank
my.
you.
Tase him.
That's my.
Just tase
watch
him.
face.
I love the
smaller
door.
folder on the seat, please.
Okay.
Nobody
So we
cares,
got your
man.
Do you want
phone.
your passport also? I grabbed the ID that you had with your paperwork, but do you want your passport as well? It's in there?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I'm going to put it in the big black binder. It's with your phone, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
The man was charged with driving with a suspended license, operating an uninsured motor vehicle,
Mhm.
resisting arrest,
Mhm.
obstruction, 2 counts of aggravated battery to a police officer, and possession of fictitious plates.
All right. So somebody asked, why did he get pulled over in the first place? You can't have fake plates on your car in lieu of the, I live here in Georgia. I have to have real Georgia plates on my back of my car. Now in Illinois, you got to have a real plate on the back and the front. But here in Georgia, in most places, you at least got to have one on the back. You can't have one that says, I'm exempt or diplomat or all this kind of crazy stuff that these people come up with. And when they do that, they usually don't register their cars. So the car is not registered to be driven on the road. Therefore, the county, the state is not getting that tax revenue, but also is usually not insured. I don't think you can get a car insured without it being registered. And so therefore, that means if they crash into you, you are stuck. You got an uninsured motorist claim on your own insurance. And then lastly, of course, he doesn't have a driver's license. You cannot drive without a driver's license. So that's what happened. I just find these so interesting because they never work out. I'm like, they're never going to work. Like, why do this? He was in Utah. Wait. Okay, yeah, y'all have the front and back. Here in Georgia, we only have to have the back. But like in Illinois, again, they got to have the front and the back. So you can't have like a vanity plate on the front, your college plate on the front, or anything like that. Here in Georgia, you can because we go dogs. We're crazy about our front license plates. But I just think these are so interesting. And they never work out. They never work. They never work. Like just take the L on the side of the road, even if you think you can make the case before a judge, or you think you're going to get a sovereign citizen friendly judge, just go do that. Do that. You're never going to argue it on the side of the road. You're never. Just take the ride. Or I mean, most of the time they'll just say, hey, you don't have a driver's license. And they might, I've seen this now. I have seen this where the driver doesn't have a driver's license. The car is not registered nor insured. The car goes to car jail, and they give the driver the opportunity to walk away or catch an Uber home. I have seen that a couple times. It's not rare. I mean, it's rare because most of the time they do something ridiculous like this guy and end up getting the windows busted out. But I've seen that one. And again, I don't think that's the rule by any means or measure, because he was driving without a driver's license. You know what it was? I take it back. The person actually did have a driver's license. They just said that they surrendered it or something like that, but basically it was still valid. They just said, oh, I'm surrendering it, and they send it back to the DMV, but the license is still valid. And so when they looked the person's name up in the system, they found that they had a legitimate driver's license. They just didn't have, the car wasn't registered and the car wasn't insured. The car goes to car jail and they have to go home. So that's it. So that's it. Did you get bailed out of YouTube jail? Hey, I got parole, man. Trump made the decision. He said, give us Jay Witt back and we will take Nicholas Maduro. And so there we go. So it's a good trade. So they traded me for Maduro, and Maduro's in jail and I'm out. There you go. That's how it happened. That's what I'm going to say. And I mean, I got the metadata. What else you want to see? Oh, and by the way, you know that I'm on, of course, I'm a green assassin now. I got to upgrade. Every now and then I still will work with the maroon team and such like that. But, because of my job performance and longevity, I did get a promotion to the green team. So I'm no longer dedicated only on the maroon team. So kind of move back and forth, whenever they need me. I'm like an assassin manager. So if anybody needs a manager, they call me. There you go. I'm out on good behavior. Hey, sit by the phone. I'll send you the metadata. How did Candace say it? I'm going to put an interactive timeline of the metadata up on my website, and it'll be there for you. Just sit right there. Sit right there and wait. She still hasn't done that, right? Oh, wait. Hold on. I got something for y'all. Bang. It's been 19 days since Candace has reported on the French hit on her life. Did you all realize that story has just vanished? Like, she literally said the hitman was in her town, and nothing has happened since then. Y'all, we can't take this woman seriously. That's why we don't take her seriously. Oh, let me get my bingo game. How did I not get my own bingo board? What in the world is wrong with me? All right. Did y'all get your bingo boards? I didn't get my own. I'm like, well, that's kind of wild. Why did I not do that? People told me that I make too much fun of this. I'm not taking it seriously. I asked them, why are they taking it seriously? Why are you not laughing? All right, so let's see. What's today? Today's the 6th. So I'm gonna go with all right, I'm gonna go with my second born's birth date. This one looks very much like yesterday's, I feel. Yeah, okay, let me pull this one in for y'all. All right, so we got the mommy sleuths. We got mommy sleuths up in here. All right, we got them verified mommy sleuths. We got Neff. I don't think Neff's gonna make it. That probably should have took that word off. Andrew Colvett, okay. Gary or Valhalla, okay. The word weird, random text or tip, betrayal, psyop, any kind of Bible reference, FBI, call out a random country, the Macrons, free space, my sources, any kinds of bots, any references to bots. Of course, a hunch, I just sense, the word Fed slop, TPUSA, I don't like, we got the Jewish donors or Jewish, we got CIA, Ben Shapiro, Cabot Phillips, and I have messages. All right. That is my bingo board. I'm this is going to be so ridiculous. I'm already expecting some full-on shenanigans today. So let me see what y'all talking about over here. What are the children talking about over here? The chat is not working? Is the chat broken? What's going on? I think you should play the video I sent on X. Let's see real quick. Thank you so much for the very kind super. Did you send it to me? I have not looked in. Oh gosh, there's all these messages today. All right, let's see. You sent me a video in X. Oh my gosh. Okay, here. Is this you? Yeah, I think this is you. I don't see it. Oh, yeah. Could you send it to me in the chat? Team Sentinel. All right, I am looking through. I don't see it. I'm sorry, friend. Can you send it to me again? Just put it in the chat in Twitter. That way. Oh, yeah, put it in the chat because I don't see it, and I don't want to unless it's. Is it Nate Livingstone's video? Grab your bingo board is down in the description of the video, and the mods will make sure it's in the chat as well. All right, I don't see it. Oh wait, is this you? I think this is you. Okay, no, yeah, okay. Here's you. I found you. What did you say though? Yeah. Oh, I got you. I found it. You all have I don't know what has possessed you all with this. I don't know what is with y'all in this AI stuff. I do not approve of this AI shenanigans. All right, so with no further ado, hey, let me get this out. Thank you so much for the very kind $2 super. Why are y'all like this, man? Why are y'all like this?
I let out a fart, but I shark. I let out a.
Why are you people like this, man? Oh my gosh. All right, and I think you sent another one too. Now I remember. Hey, I know that guy. I gotta find it. You guys are the best. You guys are killing this AI. AI is getting your money's worth out of AI. I'm telling you. All right, let me see. Okay. Oh, is this the one? Okay. There's a second one. I found it as well. President Firstborn is on her plane. There we go. My wife was worried she didn't hear back from her. So she was calling me to ask me if the girl had gotten on the plane. Yes, she got on the plane.
Mitch Snow at.
All right. You know what? Y'all have been having a good time, man. Y'all are out of control. A matter of fact, here, I'm gonna can I show the video that you sent me earlier? Ben, is that okay? This video is out of control. Let me see. Do I have it ready? I got it right here. Okay, so Ben is crazy. Ben is a real piece of work. I ain't gonna even lie. I love this guy. So anyway, Ben has taken it upon himself to challenge Gary. I think we should challenge Gary to a civil, very cordial exchange. I don't know what it will be, but it's not going to be this. I'll tell you that much. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hold on. Sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
I busted out of YouTube jail. Gary, I'm coming for you. No. Jason, I'm sorry. Please don't do it.
What? What happened to Gary's hair, man? What is wrong with you? Why? Why? I'm gonna send it to Gary right now. Oh my gosh, why did you do that, man? What happened to his hair? Gary has a good head of hair too, by the way, man. That's offensive to people who can have a good head of hair. Oh my gosh, that is so ridiculous, man. I'm gonna send it to him right now. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that was. I think that was gonna make him laugh. I like him. I really do like him. So shout out to Gary for sure. And if you're not certain, like, well, who's Gary? You keep saying this Gary guy. He's the what does she call him? Random YouTuber. It's Gary from Paramount Tactical. Great content creator. I'm gonna send him this video right here for a laugh. All right. Oh, I can't send it to him. Because it's a video. I can't text it to him. I have to send it to him in email. I could send it to him in X. Let me send him in X. That way, if he wants to share it, he can do that. All right. All right. Got that sent. You all have a fantastic sense of humor. Is Rage up in the building? She called him obscure. That's what she called him. Obscure content creators. Like, what are you talking about? These people are official, obscure YouTubers. She is crazy, man. But you know what? I think she's the gift that we all need. And I want to point this out again, just to kind of hopefully solidify my argument that her show is recorded. In real time right now, there are people making super chats and making comments right now on her channel. Why is it that she only reads those from, I guess they're from Twitter or from yesterday? Why is she not addressing the ones that are live right now in 4K? Because her show is recorded. So she has to do it. She when she records it, which I think she records it in the morning, and then they edit it while she quote unquote homeschools, and then they drop it now. So she doesn't have anything to refer to, or they probably record. I mean, it's not super long. So I think that's what happens, in my opinion. All right, lots of good commentary here, back and forth. Yeah, I see we got Bronson up in the building. He's an obscure YouTuber as well. Shout out to him for sure. Make sure y'all check out what he's doing over there. Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much. Oh, really? Okay. Well, shout out, sir. Thank you so much. Right, but anytime that she wants to try to quote unquote lower herself or genuflect, she just calls herself a podcaster. But when she really wants to boost her ego, she's an investigative journalist. When she really wants to give herself some shine, she gives her all these titles and accolades. But really, you're just a podcaster like we are. You're a woman with a mic in your basement. I'm a dude with a mic out in my studio outside of my kitchen. That's it. This is interesting. I don't know, and I'm sure if Dan Bongino says anything about Candace, it'll come out. I just think that really when the smoke clears, there's more to discuss from the administration and former administration members than stuff around Candace. I really don't think Candace is that important when the smoke really clears. When we really get down to the brass tacks, I don't think she matters that much. So I would be really surprised. That would be like akin to Trump addressing her. Right? I would be really surprised. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Yep, she always reads the previous comment. Why doesn't she read them She has real comments populating right now. If we opened up the window, we could see real comments are populating right now. Why does she not read those ones? Because they're not recorded. It's not live. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hey, if he does, I'm sure he's going to bring the noise. I would be surprised if he does, but I would. I want to see that though. I'll be here. Trust me. Jay Witt. What are the chances her cross behind her desk starts to turn upside down? Look, when she converts to Islam, I think they'll remove it and put like a crescent moon and star or something back there. Yeah, when she converts to Islam, I think when she finally comes out as an Islamist, I think then she'll do that. What's going on, friend? How are you? Look, yeah, these obscure YouTubers are putting in some work. Wait, Dr. Dre isn't a surgeon. He's an audio surgeon. He's a lyrical surgeon. Come on now. Yeah, she's if I'm not mistaken, I think the last thing I saw, she was somewhere like 50. Like that was a hiccup. I hate to say it. It seemed like that was a hiccup. Her being number one podcaster, that seemed like that was really a one-off. Go ahead and touch that like button. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. None whatsoever. Not one smidgen of the fruit of the spirit. Not one. Oh man, y'all got. Oh, I gotta find it. Okay, somebody told me that there's actually a website where people bet on just everything under the sun, just anything happening. Like bet whether or not the sun is going to come up tomorrow. It's crazy. Hold on, let me find it. And I said, I heard about it in the car, and I said, y'all are playing with me. And because I really, I'm tempted. Here it is, right? Yep, here it is. Wow. Okay. So they really do bet or place these. I hate to use the word bet because I don't want people to think I'm gambling over here. And I said, I want to see, is anybody betting on Candace Owens? Yo, they are literally betting on, oh my gosh. Okay, here, let me pull it in. I got time. Okay, I don't know anything about this site, so y'all just take it with a grain of salt. But they really are, there's odds. Okay, it's called Kalshi. Bridget McCrone wins the defamation suit against Candace Owens before 2028. They're literally betting on it. Yo, that is insane. I said, okay, let me look. Who will be arrested before 2027? Wait, why did they have Candace Owens on it though? Brandon Johnson, Benjamin Netanyahu, Hillary Clinton. Wow, these are okay. I don't know much about it, but they really are betting on everything. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Wow. I'm trying to see Candace Owens. What's the bet? So if you want at the current moment, I don't know how this works. They call it trade, so they're not really betting, they're trading. You can pay 10 cents if you want to say yes, or 96 cents if you're saying no. Well, I wonder how that works. That is the funniest thing I ever saw. Wait, who is it? Greta? Greta Thunberg. Dang, man. Yo, humans crack me up, man. Humans, we deserve, man. We are the funniest things on the planet. Wow. Okay, so who's went? I said, oh, I was driving my daughter to the airport, and I said, oh, I need to check that website out. I wonder if Candace is on there. Okay, so okay, that doesn't make sense though. I'm gonna look this up more. I had to look into this more. That is wild. Yeah, what's up? Only 88 likes. Come on now, y'all. Help a brother out. Okay. If Dan talks about it, I'm gonna be right there for her. You think she's too defiant to? Hmm. You think so? That's interesting. I know what you're saying. I don't disagree. I'm just like, I think she. Huh. Okay. All right. Yeah. Candace took the word of a random wine mom. As I told y'all before, the whole story about the Egyptian planes came from a tip from one of the mommy sleuths. I think she was pregnant or new mom, mommy sleuth, whatever. And that whole story, that entire narrative was weaved because of a tip. So the reason we have Mitch now is because of the whole Egyptian plane foolishness. And Egyptian planes were going here, there, and why were they going here? And that's where it led them to Fort Octua. So this whole story literally has been propped up by one or two really well placed quote unquote tips on her tip line. That's crazy work. So they're saying she's a Scientologist. Okay. Yeah, she's definitely going down. That's for sure. But I just want her to get saved and repent. I see some good conversation going on. Lots of good conversation going on in the chat. You know what? I've seen the whole Evan, whatever his name is. I've seen the whole exchange, and I'm not really that. I want to see what happens. I just want to see, does he carry this all the way out, or is this some kind of grift, or is this some kind of, a bit, as my children will call it? I want to see what happens. I just want to see how it rolls out. But I mean, he's definitely calling them out for sure. Poly market, what is that? Okay, what's poly market? Prediction market. Oh man, is this who will announce presidential run before 2027? Interesting. They got Candace on here. This was kind of fun. I like this one actually. I like the way this one looks. Let me show you real quick. This is a poly market. I just like it because you can put the people's pictures on there. Stephen A. Smith. That's crazy. Kamala. Okay. There's a lot of folk on here. They just put everybody. So you get it's a prediction market. So you like buying stock in it, I guess. Is that how it's going? What an interesting concept. That's such an man. Humans come up with some of the funniest stuff, man. Who thinks of that stuff? Now I'm sitting there cracking jokes, but I was thinking somebody was creating a market. Hence why I was asking the question to start with. But let me show you this. Let's bring Candace on. Look at her thumbnail. She's already picking on that little girl. I really hope that this story about this young lady right here, I really hope that story is true, because otherwise she's just dragging that little girl out there for no reason, because she heard something from a tip. And now she's dragging this young lady out here in these streets for what reason? Crazy work, man. That's some nasty work right there. You don't like her new layout either? I don't like it. I don't like it either. I said, but I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. There's not much she could have done that I would have liked. So I'm just gonna be honest with you. I probably wouldn't have liked it either. Anyway, whatever she did, I was gonna probably not like it. Let me say it like that. So yeah, this is interesting. Cowboys and Idiots is the title of her stream. Cowboys and Idiots. She's got Tyler Robinson. Is this Tyler Boyer in the middle? I'm assuming it's Tyler Boyer in the middle. All right, so her screen is up. Let's get ready to have some fun, y'all. And y'all know her audio stays low. I don't know why. When she records it, they just don't turn the audio up. I don't know what they need to do. But y'all saw the body cam footage earlier. You know it's not me. I want y'all to be able to hear the foolishness in all of its foolishness glory. Yeah, why is she not reading this super chat right here? This person dropped her $100 super chat. Why are you not reading that super chat? Because it's not live. It's Memorex. That's why. Cowboys and candidates is crazy work. Tyler Robinson went on the night after the shooting. Is she really? And the thing is, the thing I'm still finding like puzzling is y'all do realize that she has not proven any of this. She's not proven one iota with anything independent to prove that what she's saying is true. It's just a matter of somebody. If somebody has to come out and say what she said is not true, somebody has to come out and argue against it, because otherwise, she's just put out a narrative about Andrew Colvin. She put out a narrative about Daily Wire. Now, maybe the Daily Wire is starting to give me petty vibes. So maybe they did do that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, though. It really doesn't. I thought it was a thank you so much for the very kind $2. Hey, Jay Witt, how did you like Candace last night? I didn't. I thought it was a big whatever. That was not, she was putting it out there. She's gonna make all this changes to the.
All right, you guys, happy Tuesday. And we will start with a question of the day. Now, imagine if you would that you were writing a Netflix series about a 19-year-old kid who had never been in trouble ever, actually. He'd never been arrested, never committed any crimes. He has a perfect ACT score. So he's also pretty brilliant. But for whatever reason, you decide that this protagonist is going to become a murderer. He's going to one day, out of support for his trans furry lover, maybe he's the furry and the other guy's, I don't really know. The point is he's going to assassinate a political figure in broad daylight, who, it should be mentioned, that particular political figure isn't exactly known for raging against the LGBTQ community. But anyway, that's what this person decides to do, assassinate him. So one afternoon, he scales a rooftop at a university that he never attended, and he accomplishes what he set out to do. He murders Charlie Kirk. What would you expect that young man to do next? If you're just trying to sell this as what you would expect someone to do next logically. Well, today we are going to tell you where exactly Tyler Robinson went after he went to Dairy Queen. And it's interesting. And of course, it just pokes more holes in the Fed sloppy story. So welcome back to Candace. All right, you guys, before we get into this craziness, I want to tell you that this episode is being brought to you by Nimi Skincare. I am very intentional with the brands that I work with.
How odd. She's doing an ad read in the beginning now. That's interesting. Wonder why she's doing that.
Care.com today. Okay, let's jump into this. It was allegedly Tyler Robinson. He was allegedly acting alone on a rooftop, and it is allegedly supposed to have been the first time that he ever killed a human being. So I think most people who are thinking through this, we naturally would expect a little bit of adrenaline, right? Maybe even the thought of what he had just done for the very first time might have made him physically ill. Like, we would expect him to maybe lose his lunch, not exactly pop over to a nearby Dairy Queen to have lunch, calmly have lunch, and just begin texting his lover. which is why I was very surprised to learn of what Tyler Robinson did thereafter. Ready? Tyler Robinson, we can exclusively confirm to you all, drove 3 hours away from Orem, Utah, down to Panguitch, Utah. I hope I'm saying that right. A lot of the cities sound weird. I think it's Panguitch, Utah. I'm showing you a map of that distance. It is just under 3 hours to get there. And what was he doing there?
This is going to already be retarded. I can already tell. But because somebody just pointed it out right here, Tyler Robinson, you are assuming that this is the first time Tyler Robinson has ever done anything. Just because he didn't get arrested doesn't mean he hasn't done anything before. But he's a strange person. Like, why are we assuming this? But let me also point out something. Have you noticed that she did not say scale the building like Spider-Man? You see, she stopped the Spider-Man shtick. You know, maybe we should add Spider-Man to our missing bingo words because she didn't mention him anymore. She said just scale the building now. Not like Spider-Man anymore. Spider-Man is not getting any love. Let's go.
You're probably wondering, did he meet up with somebody? No, he was alone. And what we can tell you that he did when he got there was that he pulled into the Cowboys Smokehouse on North Main Street.
How do you know
Grabbed
that?
himself a seat at the bar at this steakhouse, and he ordered himself some more food. Specifically, Tyler Robinson ordered a steak, medium rare, with mashed potatoes and vegetables. There were 3 servers that were working that night. And then after news exploded the following day and people began obsessively sharing, of course, the photo of the suspect, Tyler Robinson, having been captured after 33 hours, well, one of the servers recognized him as the person that was sitting at the bar the night before. So they decided to huddle up with management and said, no, that person, Tyler Robinson, he was here. He was eating a steak. He was eating mashed potatoes. Management said, are you sure? Are you positive that Tyler Robinson said, yes, I'm absolutely sure. Well, they don't have any cameras at this restaurant. So what they decided to do was to verify that he was in the building, not by, of course, consulting outdoor video footage, which they didn't have access to, but rather just looking through credit card charges. Because Tyler Robinson, despite telling his roommate how he wanted to get away with this, remember the messages and like, oh, here's what happened. I don't want anybody to know. Make sure you delete this letter that's under the keyboard, but take a picture of it before you delete it, but read it and then destroy it. He's trying to get away with this crime. Well, he used his credit card. That's how they found it. And so what they did was the right thing. They contacted the feds. Now, that's interesting because I would imagine that after 33 hours, when they sort of gloriously come out and yeehaw, we got him, I would have, and call me crazy, I don't know how this stuff works. I'm not an expert, right? We're not experts, but
That's the other part of Candace's problem. And I strongly encourage you to look at the case of the judge in in Wisconsin, who let the illegal immigrant out the back door and try to keep the ICE agents from arresting him. Go back and watch, if you could, just read up on that story, because they put information out when they first, her name is Dunnan, when they first arrested Judge Dunnan for interfering with ICE. They put out some information, and that information looked pretty damning. Like, dang, yeah, it looks like they got her dead to rights. Once the trial started, they started showing emails and phone conversations and all this stuff where she had been planning doing this stuff for the longest. And it got real bad, real fast. And that's why the jury was able to make a decision in 6 hours that she was guilty. But the information that the prosecution came out with, they led with like a voicemail message. We had never heard that before. So I bring that up because Candace makes it sound like we've heard every single thing, and every piece and every snippet of information has already been exposed, and all we're doing now is waiting for the trial, as if we know everything. And this is some nasty work, because I really think this is jury nullification behavior. I'm sorry, because she's really trying to muddy up the waters because they haven't even selected a jury yet.
I would imagine the first thing that they would do is that they would probably just try to figure out where he'd been. And maybe one way they would do that would be going through his credit card charges. I would imagine the federal government had that capability. They didn't do that. Instead, they were contacted days later by this restaurant. The server filed a report responsibly and said, yeah, he was here. We have the literal receipt, the literal receipt. And they explained that Tyler Robinson was not very talkative. He seemed absolutely fine and normal and was texting on his phone. Maybe that's when he was sending more messages.
Let me ask you a question. Does anybody think that Candace knows that the feds are not running point on this case? Do you think she even knows that? Or do you think she really thinks that this is a federal case? I'm just wondering, because she keeps saying feds as if she's not aware. Now, I'm going to bring in something here because somebody else brought up something. They said, so what? But why is she not addressing Mitch? Because, Mitch has been getting drugged up and down Twitter, left, right, and center for the shenanigans that he said on her show and elsewhere. Why is she not trying to clean up his image? Because again, when she goes back to Fort Hawktua, this is all we're going to talk about is Mitch and how terrible of a witness and a horrible credibility he has. Why is she not doing it? Why in the world would she bring up this? And it's in the beginning of the show. This is the longest segment of her show.
To his lover as he was eating a steak. He was sure hungry, is what I would say, but calm nonetheless. He didn't have the jitters. He wasn't scared. He was just hungry. Now, what's fascinating to me is what happens after, because again, I'm expecting that the feds would go, well, let us get down there. Let us get down to Panguitch. Let us start interviewing everybody. Let's start checking all these cameras around here to see if we've got them. No, that's all they did. They sort of were obliged.
Hold on. You know what? I think you might be right. That is the exact same hairstyle. The makeup does not look different. And Lord knows this is not new information. What if she records them 2 in a row? That would be crazy. Wow. Okay, that might have messed my whole brain up. I might need to go sit and think about that. What if these are 2 recorded back-to-back episodes?
To call them back and to say, okay, what happened? And then that's it. The trail goes cold. Now, remember, I told you guys that I spoke with the lawyer. This would obviously be Erica's lawyer because she's listed as the victim. And they asserted that at this part in the process, what happens next is that the investigators, separate from Erica, are supposed to be, investigating. They're supposed to be going around trying to gather more information to prove their case that this is definitely the shooter and he acted alone. I would expect that they would have gone down to this restaurant. I can tell you guys today, they have not. Nobody is interested in going down to this restaurant.
You know why they're probably not interested in going down to the restaurant? I mean, why they maybe are not rushing to go down to the restaurant? And Candace actually told you why. Because they probably have his phone data. She said that he was sitting there texting on his phone. They can ping that. If they have his phone number and they got his electronic identification number of the phone, they probably know way more than just a little bit on a receipt of a restaurant. And Candace also is assuming that she knows this. The feds may not have. The local police may have, because the local police are the ones running point. It's not the feds. But this woman is so pitiful. I really think this might have been recorded twice. Y'all, shout out to you.
And speaking with these employees and speaking with people nearby and seeing what they saw and learning about Tyler Robinson's demeanor, because it's not that kind of an investigation, guys. This is case closed. Giddy up. That's what he was. He went down and he had himself a steak after he had some Dairy Queen. Now, 3 hours is a long ride. I get it. He's probably hungry. And I get that he used his credit card because, I don't know, I guess he's Gen Z. He's never heard of like DVDs and stuff. They've always had the technological capabilities. He doesn't even know what cash is. He didn't even think about just going to an ATM and getting cash out to pull off this crime. He thought through everything else, how to scale the rooftops, how to make this happen, where exactly Charlie was going to sit. But everything else kind of falls apart afterwards. All he could think about was getting food, and he decided the best way to try to get away with murder was to use his credit card. Now, parking aside the fact that he's a 4.0 student with a perfect ACT score,
Wow.
he couldn't, that thought just never crossed his mind. It's just take cash out. So here is what our now updated timeline looks like from that day. It's been a while since we have revisited that. And I think that we also need to revisit, which we are, the Dairy Queen stop, because it had to have occurred earlier.
What
than we
about
had
my
initially
planes? I need some
documented, because it
plane
could happen,
information.
but I think the time frame of the stop is wrong, because if we need 3 hours to get from Orem down to Panguitch, and I have confirmed that that happened, again, there was a literal receipt and the FBI knows about it, and has that in their possession, then it's got to be earlier, right? It's got to be slightly
Wait,
earlier.
did she just say that the FBI has the receipt? Did she just say that? What in the world? Hold on. Okay, I don't want to keep doing this because I know we'd be going long sometimes. Let me back that up. Listen to what she just said. This woman is insufferable.
If we need 3 hours to get from Orem down to Panguitch, and I have confirmed that that happened, again, there was a literal receipt and the FBI knows about it, and has
Whoa.
that in their possession.
Oh, wait, sorry, Jason. Stop it, Jason.
That happened, again, there was a literal receipt and the FBI knows about it, and has that in their possession.
Then what are we talking about if they have the receipt? This woman has got to be, oh my gosh. Yo.
Then it's got to be earlier, right? It's got to be slightly earlier that he went to Dairy Queen, which would track for me, because if we know that he was throwing clothes out in the Dairy Queen, that's probably going to be a little bit closer to the shooting, and he's not going to hang around. So here's what we have. We have that press conference that happens at 5:30. At 5:59, Kash Patel tweets that the subject, erroneously tweets that the subject in custody has been released because, sorry, they had erroneously tweeted that they had him before that. And he says, our investigation continues. After 6 o'clock p.m. is when we are gauging the first correspondence to have taken place between Tyler and Lance based on the conversation that they were having. 6:38 is when we initially had when that photo was taken, that photo was captured at the Dairy Queen. And I will update that for you guys. I am going back and trying to be more precise, wondering if that needs to be adjusted by an hour. Maybe it was actually 5:38 p.m. and time zones were wrong. I'll follow up with you guys there.
Time zones.
And now we can add that 8:45 p.m. That's the time approximately that Tyler turned up in Panguitch, Utah. Again, that is 3 hours away from Orem. He has a meal at the bar counter, and then he leaves around 9:30 p.m. Remind you guys that he is fine. He's in a totally fine mood, and he is texting while he is eating, not speaking much to the servers. So when I spoke to the people who had reported this, they suspect, and I think this is a good suspicion, a good instinct to follow, that he may have gone to his grandma's house afterwards, because apparently that's where his grandmother is from and she lives nearby. And if you guys recall, Tyler Robinson's grandmother was one of the first people to speak out, and she said, you have the wrong person. She said, my grandson does not fire guns. My grandson did not commit this murder. And so since I am learning that she is from around here and that she is a local and everyone's familiar with her, they know who she is, I would imagine that it's possible that Tyler Robinson could have gone to his grandmother's house for the night. Again, we don't know that as a fact. I am putting it out there because this is an investigation. And by the way, if you are somebody who is around or rather operates a business around the Cowboy Smokehouse, you may have footage that you're not even aware of. If you have information, maybe the feds called around, I don't know. Please, we are inviting you to send us an email to moretips@CandaceOwens.com, but we can now officially plot that in our timeline. And it just makes the feds story more just unbelievable. Just
It's wild because now she's put grandma on people's radar because these lunatics are going to go harass that boy's grandmother. And grandma said something from 4 hours away, but mom and dad said something different. Who do we trust? Like, come on, just think about that. Candace, man, this woman is reckless, man.
Unbelievable is what I would say. Nothing they are saying makes any sense. We can also add this to the list of stories that we have broken, because one of my favorite things ever is how no matter how many stories we break, no matter how much information we provide, the haters will forever say she has presented no evidence.
I'm going to say that.
Going on vibes in a dream on the Candace show. That's it. She had a dream and now she's just blindly pointing the finger at everybody. And so I actually decided while we were on break that I had time to put together a list. And this is by no means definitive. This is just a list of stories that we have broken on this show. So here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Charlie's text messages. That was a pretty big one, showing that he was in fact abandoning the pro-Israel cause 48 hours before he was assassinated, despite the fact that everyone lied about that fact. We presented the photo of Tyler Robinson at the Dairy Queen on the day of the assassination. Tyler Robinson, we are telling you today, then went to the Cowboy Smokehouse that evening and likely, I should put likely there, avoided traffic lights.
No proof that the picture of Tyler Robinson happened on that day. No metadata. Metadata. Now, Candace has made metadata the creme de la creme. Where's the metadata? I'm sorry. Just wondering. Snag this. Let me screenshot this. Hold on one second. Okay, let's go.
We can also tell you that Tyler Robinson called out of work on the 11th. That's another story I'm breaking here. He was citing food poisoning. He called out of work very early in the morning on the 11th, and he also called out of work on the 10th, saying that he had to help his grandmother move furniture. That is an interesting data point that I would like to present to you. Again, he is using his grandmother as an excuse. I think that if I was the federal government and I had unlimited resources, if I was the state government and I had unlimited resources in the form of people's tax dollars, I would probably be wondering if he went to his grandmother's house that night. Just saying. Tyler was working at Wild Electric, by the way, in Santa Clara, Utah. I did not break that story. That was already in the news, but you may have missed that. And yeah, that was his excuse. He had to help his grandmother. I also broke the story about Charlie's Catholic considerations. I didn't even mean to break that one, but then I had to present the receipts because people were acting crazy.
What was the receipts? Did y'all see some receipts?
About him attending mass, praying the rosary, that he died wearing a St. Michael pendant.
Praying the rosary.
He had a private Catholic funeral mass. I also broke the story regarding Terrell Farnsworth's strange behavior moments after the assassination. I broke probably the biggest story of all, actually.
This is interesting.
The only reason that we are still discussing this. It's the only reason that we realized the single reason, the first reason rather, primary reason that we recognized the feds were lying to us was because I broke the story that there was no blood on the back of Charlie as he went down, that the bullet did not pass through. I also presented to you guys the photos from inside Charlie's SUV after his assassination. I broke the story that the feds did not impound that vehicle.
I got a question for you.
The feds seized the cameras inside.
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. There's more. I'm sorry.
The feds blocked Dr. Trotter from returning to his operating room. And then
no proof of any of this.
To DC. We are still trying to figure out to who received that phone call, which allowed Dr. Trotter to go back into his operating room. We broke the story that Andrew Kovett lied about the Superman neck.
Andrew.
That quotation never came from Dr. Lee Trotter at all. It allegedly came from Erica in a moment of upset. We broke the story that Charlie texted Dan Flood and Andrew Kovett the night before, saying that he was afraid that they were going to kill him. This has now been confirmed by Erica, or at least it was confirmed to me from Erica.
Oh, reliable source there.
We broke the story that Netanyahu called Charlie to make an offer to take Turning Point to the next level. That story is being disputed by Erica. That's a Turning Point on Turning Point fight, okay? I don't know who to believe, but I will say that I confirmed that separately from Andrew Kovett. with someone that did not have communication with Andrew Colvett. So I tend to believe that that offer did indeed come through. We broke the story about Fort Huachuca, and we're not done with that. We presented the military police report, backed that up with evidence that Mitch was telling the truth about what happened on September 9th. We broke the story about the Egyptian planes, tracking Turning Point Faith. That document we still have for you, which is coming forward. We will be proven correct.
It will never come forward.
We broke a story about the bomb dogs failing to detect the recently discharged weapon on September 10th, and that it was actually the feds that then directed three rookie police officers to find it. We also broke the story of the massive check that was coming to Turning Point USA from Pierre. Is it Pierre Dupont? Is it Pierre Falcone? I think it's Pierre Falcone. I really do believe it's Pierre Falcone for a lot of reasons. We are still looking for more information. So when it comes to receipts and evidence, we have been presenting a lot of it.
No, you have not. Just saying that something happened, saying that the surgeon was blocked from going into the room, he called somebody and then he was able to go in there. You just told us it. There's no evidence. There's none. No videos, no corroborating evidence. My goodness, in the morning, we don't need Mitch doing it. Let's talk about Mitch for a second, shall we? Like, ma'am, you're not giving us evidence. This is basically whispers and gossip. That's the best you've given us. And just to say, oh, we broke the story about XYZ, we haven't heard anybody else's story about it. That's why we don't believe you. Because we're like, well, let's wait and hear what the other side says. And they're not beholden to actually say anything. Now, I do think this is adorable. If you look at what she said, a lot of the things that she's saying, she's not talking about Mike McCoy. She's not saying any of the other quote unquote stories that she's broke. She's not. Just to say that there's no blood. Well, how do you know there's no blood on Charlie Kirk when he fell down? That makes no sense. Like, how do you know that? Now, she's going to immediately say she saw the footage of what happened behind him. That's what she's going to use and point to. And I'm going to say, oh, then what's the deal with the guy taking down the camera and taking out the SD card if you saw the footage? That means the footage is available to others. So why is that an issue? You can take that off of there. See, this is the problem. Like, again, if Antifa, if y'all want to support her, you're doing that at your own peril. She's just lying to you. That's it.
And we are getting no credit for it. We don't care. We don't want credit.
Girl, you sat there. Hold on. Girl, you want all the credit. You've been sitting here talking about, I just did this. I did this. Go back and listen to that. I broke this. I shared this. I made this available. Ma'am, you want all the credit. Please go have a seat.
For this to be solved. I want to know who killed Charlie Kirk, and I don't believe it was Tyler Robinson.
Who cares?
And on that note, we should get back to the Fort Huachuca story, because this has proven to be a very interesting lead. We have a couple of interesting updates to add to that. First and foremost, I should say, for good measure, that Turning Point USA would like us to clarify that while, yes, it is true, the tent idea was initially brought up by Elizabeth McCoy, it was ultimately a group decision to move forward with the idea, a group decision between the events team and the exhibitor hall team. Now, the idea...
Hold on. She makes it sound like Turning Point has connected with her and told her something about that. I'm going to go ahead and say I call Buckus on that. I don't believe that happened. I believe she realizes what she said was boneheaded. What she said was wrong. And so she's trying to bring this back up and try to keep some life in, resuscitate this crazy lie that she told yesterday.
From them was that at future tour stops, people would use that tent to grieve and to share their thoughts about how Charlie had changed their lives. I think, just as a spectator here, there are other ways to grieve, and you can still share stories about how Charlie changed your life. You don't need to be under the tent that he was murdered in.
That's not the tent he was murdered in, but no, like, who cares what you think, Candace? I don't like it either, but I realize and understand why they did it. And I'm okay with that. It's not my ball to call. It's not my game to call. Like, what are we doing here? Who cares what you think, Candy? Nobody cares.
Just my feedback there. second update, this time regarding Fort Huachuca as well. Erica has submitted another follow-up text regarding her whereabouts on the 8th. Now, you will recall, as I told you yesterday, that the issue with the first message that she provided, which was purportedly a conversation between her and Charlie about dinner on the evening of the 8th, was that the contact name was blocked on the message, was blacked out on the message. I had received that, by the way, on December 28th. I immediately said, hey, could you unblock that or uncover that, rather? And I followed up about 4 to 5 times, just trying to get that before we came back onto the podcast. I just said, I just want to see the contact number shown. Well, when I got off air yesterday, I had a follow-up, but it unfortunately was not what we were looking for or what we had asked for. It was just a Charlie Kirk contact card, just like this is Charlie Kirk's contact card in my phone. Now, I should add here that I am obviously working through a third party, and they made it clear that
So I'm going to go on another limb. I don't think there's no reason to believe that unless she shows something evident. And what if she's making all of this story up? I think it's fair to say that Candace has made up so many bold-faced lies that I'm going to go on a limb and say this never happened. That's what I'm going to say. It never happened. Prove to us that it did actually happen. And I don't think she can.
Erica has been tied up with something personal. So that's the reason for the delay. There were sick kids as well throughout the holiday. So there's just been a delay on getting that. But I wanted to let you guys know where we are at. No response at all from Brian Harpole. I've told you that several times.
I wouldn't give her nothing either.
Dan Flood. Now, Dan Flood was not seen at Fort Huachuca, but he does have communication with Brian Harpole. So I wanted to exhaust every effort to get to the bottom of where these individuals were, specifically Brian Harpole and Erica Kirk. Now, regarding Mark Amadei, you will remember.
Hold on for a second.
Okay.
Do y'all remember? She said that she's going to talk about Fort Huachuca, and she said she's going to talk about Fort Huachuca, and then went and started talking about the tent. Then she said we're going to go back to Fort Huachuca and start talking about not getting an email, a text message from Erica. You do realize that she has nothing. She has absolutely nothing. She's trying to take the story about the tent and weave it in with Fort Huachuca so that people think that that was about that, when in fact it really wasn't. That's some crafty work right there, y'all. That's some high scale crafty work.
Mitch had described a person who he was sure was a congressman. He felt that it was a congressman. And I told you that we looked up a congressman that fit the description of what he was telling us: 5'9", glasses, grayish white hair. And we came up with Mark Amadei, and he said that face looks familiar. Then Mark Amadei came out, and he had dropped a YouTube video of a live stream of him on a committee. And then X came back and said he actually missed the first.
No, that's on C-SPAN. That's a little bit different. That's a secondary source. It's not Amadei putting out his own video. It's not me putting out the video. It's C-SPAN putting out a video where me and Amadei are on the video together. That's different. Just want to make sure we make that clear.
Roll calls. This was a 12-hour House committee video.
Maybe it's using the restroom.
Not have the time to parse through it in our last episode last year. I did, of course, make that a priority during break. I did go through that 12-hour footage. And I would like to now state unequivocally that I think his story checks out. Now, I realize there's been some...
Please, I need you all to flood the chat with who cares. Who cares what you think, Candace? I'm sorry. We got to flood the chat with who cares. And I'm going to just say right now, y'all can even use all caps. Who cares? Candace, just because you checked out, we knew that already. Because we're not out here assuming people are doing wicked and evil things. If somebody says they weren't there, we say, okay, I can get with that. There's no reason for you to give me flight information. There's no reason for you to give me cell phone or metadata from pictures. We just believe that that's the right thing. And we see corroborating evidence. We don't think like you. So that's why, Candace, nobody thinks like you. You think like this all on your own, boo. You all by yourself. Who cares what you think? Who can you? I'm gonna even let you use multiple punctuation marks. Now that that's serious right there. I think he can sue her for that, and I think maybe that's part of the lawsuits that she alluded to yesterday. or in a previous recorded episode. Like, girl, you are out of control. And I think this is going to be her undoing.
Confusion because he does in fact miss those first 2 roll calls. But people then pointed out to me in the comments that he does appear, you can see him on the screen early on. It is blurry, but that early on where he is sitting, it looks like in his chair. When I visually look at it, it looks like Mark Amadei to me before the roll call. Now, it's certainly by no means definitive, but I think it is indeed very likely that the person that we see on camera is Mark Amadei early on in the hearing. And I am not here to try to make someone fit into the story. I want to actually
Wait, what are you doing with Erica then? What are you doing with Erica? What are you doing with Cabot Phillips? What are you doing with all these other people? You want them to fit into your story. Ma'am, ma'am. Oh my gosh. Okay.
find the right person and eliminate the wrong people. And to be clear, like I said, Mitch initially contacted me about just Erica, Kirk, and Brian Harpole. Brian Harpole being the big one. This meeting, this hands-on meeting that looked like mission is on the table. Let's go.
What does that
right
mean?
Before mission. That's how it was described to me.
What mission though? What is the mission?
Now,
just because you see people, let's just say you saw people. What does that mean? What is the mission that's on the table? You have to say that out loud, Candace. What is the mission that you're saying is on the table? Yeah, again, if you are Team Candy, you got to start asking these questions. You cannot let her get away with this. You have to ask her, what is the mission? What do you mean mission is on the table? What does that mean? First of all, that's a dumb sentence. But what does that mean? You got to ask her. You got to.
now, regarding Mark Amadei, there is someone else
Here you come.
that I believe that we should look into.
Because you're trying to fit him into the story. You're trying to fit into the story. Instead of saying that Mitch was wrong. Mitch got it wrong. And now we realize that Mitch was playing us, and Mitch is not the snitch. Mitch is making stuff up. No, you're going to just keep making up. You're going to keep trying to fit somebody into the story. That's it. And that's going to be your undoing.
Okay. Follow one lead. If it doesn't lead where we think it's going to go, we can pivot. And something interesting has come up now.
Oh my gosh.
I will start by restating, I have never felt good about Terrell Farnsworth. Okay. Not since that very first phone call I had with him. In fact, the phone call I had with him, I can say, was the very first moment that I went, something's not right here. I told you guys, he just started lying to me repeatedly. Weird. His energy was weird. I was like, what's going on? Why are you being weird? I'm calling you because I'm just trying to let the public know, like, you know, why you took the cameras out. I'm sure there's a logical reason. It is kind of weird that you're there. Why are you there? He's all over the place. And again, this is not in the immediate aftermath. This is not first 48. We've got the jitters. Charlie Kirk's killed. This is like a week past that. And I expressed repeatedly to my audience that something was not right with that phone call. As soon as I hung up, I said to my team, and I'm quoting myself here, that man is guilty of something.
That's wild
Guilty
work.
of something. He's lying about weird stuff. I don't know how to send a file. What do you mean? You run an entire AV company. You know how to send a file over the internet. Well, I'm scared Google might hack me. What?
Just something to think about. And I don't think Candace realizes how inconsistent she is. She makes it sound, now letting her tell the story, she sounds like she doesn't know who this person is. But when she saw the person, if you go back and follow the day that the cameras came down, that video, she says, oh, I know that person. He worked there when I worked there. So why are you asking the question about why was he there? You know why he was there. See, this is the part that this doesn't make sense. She's beyond weird. and she just, again, she's going with energy and vibes. All right, let's go.
You're scared Google's going to hack you to release more footage of Charlie dying? That makes no sense. Nothing made sense, and I will never pretend it made sense. And I'm following my gut on Terrell Farnsworth, okay? And I expressed my gut, not just to you and back at home, but I also expressed that to Erica and Justin Strife when we were sitting in the meeting. I said, I'm not taking my foot off of that pedal. No. I do think that it's worth stating before we get into this that me finding the behavior And the conversation that I had with Terrell to be extremely suspicious is not, of course, an invitation to harass him or his family. I'm against that. And I'm saying that because apparently he is receiving death threats. That was told to me that he's receiving death threats.
I wonder why. I wonder why. Goodness gracious, man. This woman is out of control. Look up imprecatory prayers, y'all.
That's because people want answers. Now, not ever do I ever want that to happen. I don't want people to watch this show and partake in that. Nor do I think you guys are partaking in that, but I'm just saying that, like, on this show, we sentence people to truth, to more daylight. And the reality is that I don't trust people who lie repeatedly to me over the phone. I don't. He was acting guilty during a time when I had no indication one way or the other whether or not Turning Point people would be involved in a cover-up. And for clarity, I want to show you guys this as well exclusively, a still image of the much longer video I have that was shown to me of Charlie from behind. Okay, this is the video, and you can see what we have there. That's Charlie's necklace that's hanging. There's no blood on Charlie.
That woman
there was
is
absolutely
wicked.
no blood on
This
Charlie.
woman is evil.
Not only did the bullet not go through, it didn't even cause any sort of destruction. And I follow that video until he goes down. There's nothing
This
that we
woman
would
is
expect
evil.
to see from a 30-06. And again, I have a close-up of this. That's his chain. There's no question that what you are seeing there is his chain. And the only blood that I saw was blood in his hand, which was spurting forward, to be clear. This doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to the narrative. Doesn't make sense to anybody that knows anything about guns.
So she's had this information all this time. And now all of a sudden she's got to bring it up today when Mitch's story doesn't comport. Everything that Mitch has said has really been trash. So she's got to bring this in here. Yo, man. That is crazy work, man. That is some vile work. I got to take a break. Y'all. We got to here. Let me just see. Now she said something like hunch. I'm sure of it. I'm just going to take hunch. You know what? I'm so triggered by this. If you need Gary and Valhalla, I'm going to give you Gary and Valhalla. By the way, if you're new to my bingo game, I want everybody to win bingo, right? Everybody should at least get 3 bingos, at least 3. Oh, no. No. That is not cheating, Bronson. That is creative solution finding. And at the current moment, you have no proof or evidence that it didn't happen. Also, since Bronson doesn't like what I did, I think that's fair. I'm going to take calls out a random country. So if you need call out a random country, you can have it. Absolutely. Because Bronson's a hater, man. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater, B. Don't do it. Yo, this woman is wicked. I'm sorry. I'm not rage quitting, but yo, this woman is wicked. I'm sorry. There's no other way around it. You're not going to convince me of anything else. Thank you so much for the $2 super. I think you should play the video I sent you. Yep, I got it. Let's see. Hey, Jay Witt, you already talked about that. Thank you, love. By the way, thank you, Trainwreck. Trainwreck said this. Please read the book, Act of Betrayal, which, by the way, I did find it on Amazon. I just ordered it by Matt Dunn. Candace is using the plot points from that book. In chapter 2, they mentioned the French Foreign Legion. And chapter 10, there are colonels in a briefing room. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I just ordered it. Shout out. Thank you so much, friend. And you just said that. She's already pissed me off. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate it. Thank you again. What does Real Justice say here? Luigi Maggiano, I'm butchering that. Luigi did the same thing, having lunch. Yeah, right. And just because somebody's cool, calm, and collected, that doesn't mean that they didn't do the deed that they're being accused of. Thank you so much, Mike, with the 5. The server was Mitch. Glad to see you survive YouTube jail. Have missed the best live chat on the internet. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate it. I made it out of YouTube jail. I made it. I'm reformed. What does Debbie say? Again, she has no idea what the authorities have or do not have. She is so maddening. I don't understand this. I really, truly don't understand this. I mean, you don't know what again, if you want to see a case where they share it with information before the trial, the day of the trial, they just back the truck up and just drop new information. Look at that case of that judge up in Wisconsin. It's almost textbook. Shout out here. Base mom said they need to check cameras to see if he got a meal. Like, but we're assuming that they don't know it. That's the part I don't get. Just because they didn't come to Candace, maybe these people don't want to talk to Candace. Shout out here with the KG says this. There's a case from Newfoundland where a girl named Samantha Walsh went missing. Turns out her deleter helped with the search and rescue efforts to find her, unbeknownst to the family. Not everyone has a visceral reaction to committing an atrocity. Oh my gosh. That is so sad. And thank you so much for the $50 Canadian. That is a wild story. But I can see it though. That's the part. That's the problem. I can totally 100% see it. Wow. Thank you so much for that. And then of course, Grime Princess with the 20. My 15-year-old brother said if we could plug an Ethernet cable to Candace's mouth, we would harness enough electricity for the entire world. See, but what about the multiverse though? Why not think about the multiverse? I appreciate your train wreck again. You never read my super chat. I did read it. I read it. I was going to wait for a time during a commercial break, but now I'm just reading them. Please check out the book I mentioned and using her plot points. I agree. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to checking it out. She's reading off a teleprompter. If you look at her eyes, she's reading. Yeah, and most content creators, that's not really the most egregious thing that content creators do. I don't have a teleprompter. I do have a side monitor right next to my camera, but most people do. And I think that's probably cool, especially if you're trying to keep that professional gaze at your eye. I mean, at your camera. So I can totally get it. All this woman has broken is a whole lot of wind. Right. Like there's nothing new that she's sharing. Candace sounds, thank you so much, Mike. And thank you so much, Alex over here. She says this. Candace sounds like Nancy Drew if she retired from football with a bad case of CTE, high on meth, investigating who shot the sheriff and his deputy. Wow. That's a lot of comedy there. And you're right on the money. Thank you so much for the 1790. What do you have here, Maggie, with the 5? It says this, maybe TPUSA and affiliates should get more security. Candace Owens is a psycho at this point. Right. There's no reason to believe that this woman is mentally stable. There's no reason. Shout out to Assurance Path with the $20 New Zealand. I feel I'm losing brain cells the more she talks. And that is a very true statement. That's a very true and just observation. What do you say here, Ruben, with the 10? Google, Bradley Hansel visits JTF SB leaders. Look at the pictures and the date and the location of the official visit. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to save that to after the show. After we get done. I know about guns enough to bullets do weird things. Phantom, thank you for the 2. Like, is there a script for bullets? Like, are they supposed to follow a script? Mitch is Candy Loom, whose puppet master is Son of Zodiac. Yo, thank you so much, Mike. I think she's really trying to take the heat off of the fact that Mitch has been getting skewered on the internet. Where did that come from? A hat fell in my office. He's been getting skewered on the internet. And I think she's trying to play that off. Let's see what happens. Let's see how she finishes this up. Let's go.
It just doesn't. Okay, Charlie was in pretty good shape, except for where he had the wound on his neck that we all saw, the graphic video that we all saw that was circulated online. Now, I'm going to add here that another person who I do not trust at all, for many reasons, because one of them being he's a sexual deviant. He's also been indicted for crimes by the state of Arizona, federal crimes, for which he was recently pardoned by President Donald Trump. I think it's fair to assume that a person who commits crimes in the past might commit crimes in the future, or I guess allegedly committed crimes. I think those court cases are still moving through. I think that's a perfectly logical assumption that a person who's involved in doing the wrong thing might keep it up. A person that seems motivated by money, a person who back.
Wait. So she's going to pretend like that doesn't sound like Mitch? Yo, hold on. Let me back that up. Okay, listen to it again.
I have a close-up of this.
Oh, that's evil. That's
his
evil.
Indicted for crimes by the state of Arizona, federal crimes for which he was recently pardoned by President Donald Trump.
Like
I think
Mitch?
it's fair to assume that a person who commits crimes in the past might commit crimes in the future, or I guess allegedly committed crimes. I think those court cases are still moving through. I think that's a perfectly logical assumption that a person who's involved
Like Mitch?
in doing the wrong thing might keep it up. A person that seems motivated by money, a person who factually was in debt and
That sounds like
was having
you.
his payments garnished at Turning Point USA, who then blinks and becomes a millionaire working for a charity, might be a little bit shady. I think Tyler Boyer, it is a logical conclusion that he is at best a very shady character.
Wow.
I stand by that. 10 toes down. Now, because I was hyper fixed on Tyler Boyer, I decided to ask Erica in person during our sit down how she met Tyler. It was actually, I had 3 questions when I went in there that I wanted to get the answer to. That was actually my number 1 question, because I don't know much about the story of how Tyler met Charlie Kirk. And
It's funny because again, I think this is historical revisionism at its best. Now she's saying that she had all these new questions that she asked. She never brought those up in her debrief the day, was it the 16th, when she came back? She never talked about that. She hasn't said anything about that. Now, all of a sudden, there's these new questions that I asked them and they answered. I had top 3 questions. This is my number 1 question. But it's funny because she worked with Tyler Boyer before. And she's told that story about how he introduced her to a lawyer that she worked with that helped her after she left Turning Point. This is craziness, madness.
Now desperately wish, but I remember that I could remember what Charlie told me about that. How did they get linked up? And I felt that me asking Erica that question, she might be able to provide a lot of insights to who Tyler Boyer was during the time he was with Charlie Kirk, why, maybe even before he was with Charlie Kirk, and why he got involved with Charlie Kirk. And of course, as we know, Erica knew Tyler for years before her and Charlie began dating, right? Both she and Tyler have been honest about that fact, particularly citing Trump's 2015 presidential rally as an event where the two of them attended together, right? Standing behind Donald Trump in Arizona at his 2015 July rally, which I should mention also her mother, Lori Fransby, is in the background. So the 3 of them have known each other since at least July 2015 publicly.
You know what she's doing, right? You know what she's doing. She's already told you, she's already sullied any opinion you might have or that Cantifa has for Tyler Boyer. She's already muddying the water about Tyler Boyer. And now she's linking Erica and Erica's mom to Tyler Boyer. She just said all 3 of them have known each other since 2015. That's nasty, man. I don't know how this one, like, this is the understatement of the live stream. Like, this is craziness. Like, how are you okay with what you're doing? But, hey, it's going to happen. Whatever happens is going to happen. But, all right, let's finish.
So I asked Erica how she met him. Her answer was that she met him at the 2015 rally because they were both standing behind Trump. And I immediately corrected her. I said, that's not possible. It's not possible because Tyler discussed knowing you already at the, if we're calling it funeral rally, do people, I don't even know if that's kind of what it was, like a funeral political rally. Tyler got on stage and he told the audience that Erica had called him asking how she could get involved, and that he then made a decision to put her behind Donald Trump. Here is Tyler making that statement in his own words at Charlie Kirk's memorial.
At his wedding, I told the story of talking Charlie into moving to Arizona. He was an adamant Chicago boy. I needed to break that. Selfishly, I wanted him to love Arizona because I had recently convinced him to move Turning Point USA to Arizona. It was a hard sell at first, and that was until I hosted the first Trump rally in Trump rally history right here in Arizona in 2015. I got a call. I got a call from Miss Erica Kirk, Miss Arizona 2012. I just want to help, she said. So naturally, I put her right behind the president at that first rally.
Okay. So she called, she said, I wanted to help, and he put her behind the president.
Okay, so what? I'm not trying to be funny. And again, because my mind doesn't think like this, I don't know how to process this. If somebody says, okay, what are you trying to accomplish? Is going to be my only question. That's a great screenshot, by the way. I'm gonna make a video montage of all these screenshots that I keep making. But what is the purpose? What are you trying to accomplish? What is the end goal? Okay, fine. Tyler Boyer, she met him sooner than or before she thought she did. I have a theory about friends, and I'm not saying that this is Erica and Tyler, but I'm just sharing this. I really think that if you have a really good friend, maybe somebody you grew up with in high school. I have two friends of mine that I've known since I was 5 and since I was 6. These are my two oldest friends. And we sat around at my 50th birthday party, and we sat around crying like children because we don't have a clue how we know each other. And I said, you know what? I think that's probably the best. All of my friends, I don't know why and how we met. But it's almost as if I never would. I can't imagine that having known you. And I don't, to me, I don't think that you need to know the day and the time and what you were wearing in order to say, oh, this is when I met this person. Okay, fine. You know them. Like, why does Candace think like this? That's probably the question that needs to be asked. Like, what's wrong with you that you think like this, that you think that there's something going on because she doesn't know exactly when and how she met Tyler Boyer or whoever this is. Like, why do you think like this? What's wrong with your own heart that you can't say, okay, fine, they know each other? Like, what are you trying to do? I'm done.
So I'm sitting with her, and she doesn't remember how she met him, but she said that she would look back through old messages because, like me, she never deletes any of her messages. And she thought maybe, specifically, she said that they had a connection in politics via a senator or a congressman. That's what she said. Now, in hindsight, after that meeting, because I have continued to prod the narrative on Terrell and Tyler, I believe that's accurate. I thought, that's interesting. Who were the congressmen? Who were the congressmen that Tyler maybe knew? Well, I should tell you guys that Terrell Farnsworth and Tyler Boyer go back. They go way back. I'm talking generationally back, okay? Terrell Farnsworth's parents went to high school with Tyler Boyer's parents. They're all from Chandler, Arizona.
I quit. I'm quitting. I'm done. This is retarded. I don't even like using that word. I really hate using it, but that's what we're talking about. I don't like it. That's for sure. You know what? Why is she embarrassed? Because she doesn't have a heart. Like, this is crazy. I just got here and I want to quit. You know what? She's not going to call out Neff. So I'm going to give you Neff. If you need Neff, if you need I don't like, she's trying to distract us from calling out the Macrones. I need everybody to get blackout bingo. I need you all to get bingo. I'm just telling you this. A shout out to my goodness in the morning. Thank you so much, BB, for the $10 super. Why is Erica sending her info? I don't know. At this point in the game, I have no idea. Why are you might as well just send the nuclear codes to Russia. Okay. What in the world are we doing? The only thing she needs to clear is the Catholic thing. I don't think she needs to clear that. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think anything that Candace has said, I don't think you have to, no, just let it rot on the vine. Candace is leading people to believe that Charlie was converting to a religion of idolatry. We deserve to know the truth. I feel like we know it. But if I can kind of see where you mean by that, I don't think she needs to, though, because really every time you open your mouth to say something or give Candace something, you give her content. And she has nonsense at the moment. Let her rust. Let her rust. No, but thank you so much. And my goodness, thank you, Captain Jax, for the $100 super. You are definitely the stream sponsor. I gotta give you that. I gotta give you that air horn for that. I gotta get you that air horn if I can find it. That's the only thing. I hate that I can't do that. I gotta give you the air horn, and you are the. Thank you so much. What did you say? So glad you made it out of the YouTube jail. Next time, call if you need bail. Candace is going to look foolish after the trial is over. Trust that the prosecutor will have more than enough evidence to convict. Grace and peace. Thank you so much. Very kind. $100 super. I'm just like, why do you not understand this? Like, why do you? And Candace has been in enough court cases that it kind of seemed like you would know this, like natively. You know, like me, I watch a lot of body cam footage. Like, you should know this. Like, you're not going to hear everything up front. That this doesn't make sense. I don't get it. Thank you so much, Sage, for the 5. Candace is blatantly trying to continuously traumatize Charlie's friends and family at this point. You know what? I was kind of thinking that. Somebody's calling me. Why is Gary calling me? Hold on. Can I answer it? Hold on. My guy, how are you? Now you're on. I'm on stream. I'm on stream, so don't say anything incriminating. Did you see your video? Did you see the video I sent you? No, I didn't see the video. Look in Twitter. Okay. You'll get a good chuckle out of it. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. All right, I'm back up in here, people. Hold on 1 second. I'm up in here. I'm back up in here. I'm back. All right, I'm back, y'all. Shout out Gary from Paramount Tactical says hello, sends his greetings to you all. Thank you so much. Okay, what do we have here? Candace is blatantly traumatizing, continually traumatizing Charlie's family and friends. At this point, she's gleefully sadistic. Like, what's wrong with you that you would show the picture of him getting shot? Like, what is wrong with you? How are you the superhero? How are you the good guy in this narrative? To show like, oh, I got to show the picture of him getting shot to show that there's no blood. What is wrong with you? The cruelty is the intent. I agree. I think she's really, I agree with you. Thank you so much, Sage. Thank you for the $2 here. Misha right here. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, friend. It was Warhol say here, Warhol with a 5. My daughter was deleted by drunk drivers and have never been seen the photos. I had Judge seal them. Amen. And I apologize and sorry for your loss of your daughter. Like, why in the world would Candace want to put that stuff out there? There's something you can't be right. You can't be right. I want to go back to that person that said that the young lady was deleted up in Newfoundland, and the person that deleted her was in the search team. That's crazy. Thank you, Trainwreck, again with the 10. Interesting fact. Her strange father, who used to be a senator in New York, a senator in New York or senator, also lives in Arizona. So according to her logic, she could have actually called a hit. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there we go. And that's a real thing. Thank you so much for the 10. I guess you're right. Yeah. Shout out to Cindy. She's been a member for 3 months. Today is my birthday. Same day as Usha Vance. Really? Okay. Well, shout out. Everybody drop a thank you and happy birthday, rather, to Cindy. Thank you for being a member. Okay, y'all. I've decided I'm not going to rage quit. Y'all make sure y'all say happy birthday to Cindy. I'm not going to rage quit. We're going to pull this back in. But y'all, this woman is evil. I'm sorry. There's no other way around it. I'm not saying it out of hyperbole. I'm not saying it just to be bombastic. This woman is evil. Right. She don't have human feelings. Okay, let's get done. Pray for your boy.
Arizona. And then Tyler Boyer and Terrell Farnsworth went to high school together. They graduated, it looks like 2 years apart from Gilbert High School. So these two are thicker than thieves. They are overtly political, obviously. In fact, at that very same Trump rally in 2015, Tyler Boyer introduces himself as the youngest chairman of the Republican Party. He's very involved in Arizona politics. And like he said, he's telling the truth. He was the reason that Charlie decided to put Turning Point USA's campus in Arizona. Charlie's from Chicago, right? That's where they first started Turning Point USA, in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler has been driving this bus and, like I said, hiring the people around Charlie Kirk. Except for me, that really just I was the anomaly. We really just met, and I wonder if it would have happened if Tyler was there. Anyways, the point here is that Tyler Boyer was very well acquainted, obviously, with Terrell on a familial basis, and he was very close with Terrell's family, particularly Terrell's uncles and cousins. Terrell's father is a man named Dwayne Farnsworth, and his first cousins are longtime Arizona Congressman Eddie Farnsworth. I believe he left office in 2022. And also his brother, Eddie's brother, is David Farnsworth. So just to reiterate that, you have Senator David Farnsworth. He's still in office.
What does this guy do with anything?
Eddie Farnsworth, who was the chairman of the state House Judiciary.
What does this got to do with anything?
Those two men are brothers and first cousins with Dwayne Farnsworth, who is Terrell's father. And they are extremely close to Tyler. In fact, Eddie has actually been sued in the past with Tyler. Like, they're on the same side. They are being sued together. You can go back and you can mine all of this. He has known that family for a very long time. Anyway, in 2014, Senator David Farnsworth introduced Erica's mother to the House floor with concerns over EMPs. Okay. At the time, David Farnsworth was actually sponsoring the bill, a bill which would involve introducing Lori, who was then the CEO of G Tech Industries. And Eddie Farnsworth is also listed as having voted on this particular bill. They got it passed through. So the three of these people knew each other, Eddie, Lori, and Dave. And you can see here at the top, when you look at the members present, it says E. Farnsworth, Mr. That is Eddie Farnsworth. And then if you scroll down, if you see here, it's telling you who's sponsoring this bill. That is David Farnsworth. And it says that he became concerned about a potential for an EMP event a short time ago. And he got support from Congressman Trent Franks. And it then tells us that he introduced Larry Ginta, Chuck Lee, and Lori Francevy, the CEO of G Tech Industries. Larry Ginta, by the way, or Gwinta, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is Erica's stepfather. So they've known each other. The Farnsworths, the Boyers, and the Francevys have known each other at least since 2014 on paper. We could keep looking and go backwards, but it is very likely, obviously, given how close Tyler Boyer is to these men, that they all knew each other going back to 2014. I think likely earlier, if I am being honest. I have an indication that it was actually earlier, but this is on paper. So let's stick to the facts. Anyways, Eddie Farnsworth is an interesting character because
What are we doing? Like, what is going on here? You've dug into this random guy who took down the camera and got the SD card, and I don't even know what Tyler Boyer does. He's not the chief of staff because that's Mike McCoy. Like, what are you talking about? Yo, and the fact, and imagine putting this together and presenting this as if you think this is some groundbreaking information. This is craziness, y'all. This is madness.
the year prior in 2013, Eddie Farnsworth was, as I said, the chair of the House Judiciary Committee. And he caused a bit of a kerfluffle in the state because for some unknown reason, he blocked a hearing on a bill to prevent child sex trafficking. And he was the wrong person to do this because he had been in the news years earlier because his nephew, Albert Farnsworth, had raped a 13-year-old. Okay. Now, on this topic of this child sex trafficking bill, which he didn't bring it down to the floor for a vote. And it had support from Democrats and Republicans because it is
I'm making a judgment call. I'm skipping past this. I don't need to hear this. This is craziness. No, I'm not going to sit there and drag these people. That has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry. I'm making a judgment call. This has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Bills try to get passed. Bills get denied. Bills get blocked. The right people make the wrong decisions and the wrong people make the right decisions. It's the way of the world because we're sinners. Ma'am, go somewhere. This is ridiculous. I'm just going to skip. I'm sorry.
Turning Point USA has their base where they actually decided to put the campus, if you will, Turning Point USA, just outside, literally across the way. There's a place known as Arizona Mills, which is like the #1 place for child sex trafficking, just like across the street. I want to be very clear here. I'm saying that I'm making no connection there. I am not suggesting that Turning Point USA.
I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, at this point, I'm just like, I'm praying for Mitch. I'm like, please put Mitch on the screen. No, I'm not going to say that. Man, this woman is evil. Like, what is wrong with your heart that you would want?
Spoke to Terrell, and I can't let that feeling go. I think that Terrell knows more. Yeah, that was my vibe when I got off of the phone. So anyways, we're going to take a brief break here and throw it to our sponsors. All right, you guys. Nimi Skincare is one of the only skincare.
I do kind of wonder, like, what does her sponsors feel like about this? What are their thoughts on this?
Eastern, and it looked like the Daily Wire was teasing.
Okay, let me pull this back in. And actually, it's funny because the commercial break, the sponsor read was significantly shorter than it's been. And that's interesting. I don't even know anymore. Y'all, I don't even know. This is insane.
Something on my channels, which they brought back, and then they released stuff on my old Instagram channels. And I guess it was supposed to be like a clever way of I don't know. I actually don't know at all what they were thinking, but it got them some attention. And then we were able to very quickly determine, because the tips box is just absolutely savage, that what's been in the works is that Daily Wire
how do you know that
casting people for a show that's designed specifically to make fun of me and also Tucker Carlson. Okay.
How do you know that?
I would say.
How do you know that? Like, okay, fine. You got a tip. We've already determined your tips line is your biggest opposition. But how did you verify that? So you're just putting this out there. You've not verified this at all. Let's just tell the truth.
Daily Wire has been in a casting rut, trying to find the new Brett Cooper, probably for well over a year now. It's not easy to find raw talent like that. And I think
she's that talented,
really at long last, they found someone that they think might work except rather than being bubbly and kind, the idea is she's going to be a bit manic, over the top, and of course, a little bit bitchy and mean, right?
Really?
Because if you're noticing, that's kind of the new Zionist bent, sort of this, and we've shown you clips in the show, like, you can't sit with us, we're cool, like you're broke if you don't like what we do, and we're hot and you're not, like the Hampton Summit, and they're like talking about how much money they have. Another brilliant PR ploy
What are you
from a
talking
country
about?
that's mass murdering innocent children. Like, you can't sit with us. Never occurs with
Wow.
them that we just don't want to sit with them. That's kind of the whole point of what we're doing. Anyway, before Maddie, they apparently tried out other people for this role. They had considered a show, putting together a show that would make fun of me and Tucker Carlson. They tossed around 3 other people. They even considered doing a combination show with a person who had played the bailiff on Matt Walsh's Judged, and that didn't wind up.
I got a feeling she's making this up. I just have a feeling. Like, how do you know all these ins and outs of the creation of this show at your former employer if you're not actually, if they're stalking you? Remember yesterday, they were stalking her. But ma'am, it reads like you're stalking them. Like, why do you even care? By the way, Mitch has not made it into the chat. Why are you not talking about Mitch? Why are you not discussing him, trying to show that what he said is not true? I'm sorry, what's being said about him is not true. Why are you not doing that? Just a question, just asking.
Panning out. Now, Maddie was then landed upon, and they decided, because we're really going to stick it to Candace, we're going to have her name the show In the No-No. Haha, get it? Candace says we don't know, but we know. Ben's on stage
But
saying
where
that
is that?
expression is retarded. And now we're just going to bring this show to life and give it sort of a Nickelodeon iCarly vibe, but it's the Daily Wire, but they don't have a kids department anymore, but this kind of feels like Nickelodeon, but it's iCarly meets politics, which is just kind of wrong. And the idea is we're going to take Candace clips out of context to make it seem weird.
But
and I'm going to show you it. I'm going to show you guys so you could see it. To tee this clip up,
so remember yesterday, Daily Wire has been hunting and stalking Candace. Now today, we're watching her digging into the crates. Why don't you just let it go? Like, why do you have to bring it up? Okay.
Is going to really dramatize me discussing the history of Utah's state flag. Now, I don't know if I'm getting old.
Oh my gosh, the bees are coming back.
Old.
Lord have mercy.
Old age, I'm interested in history.
Hold on. The bees are going to come back, y'all. Put some bees in the chat, y'all. Bees are coming back. Oh my gosh. How in the world have we made it this long without bees in the chat? How did flood the chat with bees? This chick is about to bring the bees back. Who let the bees out? We know who let the bees out. This woman is insufferable. She's embarrassing, y'all. I mean, if you're a Cantifa, I know this is your girl, but you gotta be embarrassed. Come on, you gotta have a heart. Anyone who has a heart has got to be embarrassed. What's it? Secondhand embarrassment. You got to be like, what in the world am I seeing? This woman. Just go, Jason. Just go.
I'm interested in learning about flags and the history of their beehive flag is what I presented on my show. And Maddie in the no-no is really gonna mock me. So let's take a look at it.
Let's go, Maddie.
Yeah, that the Utah state flag is a hexagonal beehive.
All right, let's try this. Let's really try this, okay? Chronologically. Utah adopts the beehive symbol in 1948. Fast forward 175 years later, people start using bee language as codes.
And I communicate with them by dancing.
People that use the code, they're clearly communists because communists work together. They follow a hive mind. Yes, queen. Underground. Communists. Mormons live in Utah. I watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I know what's going on here.
They've always been known as the beehive state. And to be clear, it's not because they make honey. It's not because they have a high presence of bees. In fact, in terms of making honey or bee-related products, they rank number 24. It's actually the Beehive State. It relates to the Mormon Church, the Church of Latter-day Saints. Early Mormon pioneers founded that state, and they liked the idea of a beehive working toward a common good. Now, if that sounds vaguely familiar or communist to you, the idea of worker bees, yes, that's where it's from.
Did the Mormons know that the bees were commies in 1948? Did anybody watch that South Park episode? You know what? None of this matters. Let's get to her conclusion.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Never mind. I take that back. Right here. Here it is right here. Yeah, I take it back. I'm sorry. I fully understand now why we're doing this. She is extremely, she is PO'd. Okay, that was funny though. I'm okay. Had tipped the Daily Wire. I didn't think they were gonna do something like that, but okay. Okay. That was pretty petty. I'm gonna have to give you that. And look, I myself am petty, but I have to give you something that's pretty petty. Okay. All right. Let's hear what she got to say, because I think she's mad about that. We do need a supporter for sure. Have her on the show. I'll interview her. I'll talk to her. Okay. I think she's gonna be mad because she's trying to play it off like she's not upset about that thing. I think she's pretty perturbed about it because she could have let it go. She didn't even have to bring it up. So you have to be pretty mad about something to give somebody, because we would never have known. For the most part, I don't think anybody, right, there to go. Like, what's her channel? Candace is giving her shine. Like, you got to be pretty mad to like give shine to somebody. You think she loves the attention? Okay. You're giving shine to her, and it's going to increase the amount that she's able to mock you. I don't know, man. That one looks like it's going to be hard to get by. But let's keep it going. Let's dance.
It's really good. It's really good. It's really sweet. So funny. It's like very original. I would say she's clever as a fox. Plus, teach her why we use that particular simile, but I can tell that facts about animal symbolism and history are obviously not her thing. So I guess the idea is Candace is discussing the state flag, and she's using that as proof that Charlie was murdered or something. And it's interesting. It's a vibe. Anyway, wanted to show you that because the Daily Wire continues to exhibit stalker vibes. This is not normal. I am now telling people that Ben Shapiro is my psycho ex-boyfriend because that's what this feels like. None of this is normal.
Ben.
We don't have to pretend this is normal. Nothing that has happened since I have left that company is normal. Not how I left the company. Not the glorious town hall, slave hanging, teach everybody a lesson. Like, it's psycho ex-boyfriend. It's the ex-boyfriend that breaks up with you, blasts a message to all of your friends, says, come look, here's why I did it. I hate her. And you're like, okay, I guess this is over. That's fine. I'm gonna move on to my life. And then you try to move on your life. And like, he's sliding into the DMs of everybody saying, you can't deal with, don't speak to her. She's terrible. I'm going to smear her. I'm going to tell you what she is. I hate her. It's like, okay.
So I'm just wondering if you make content on social media, one of the things you have to deal with is the fact that you don't have the best live chat on the internet, the most electrifying comment section on the planet. That's just something that people have to deal with. But the other thing that they have to deal with is the fact that there are people who really are out to see you not succeed. We call them trolls, enemies, ops, whatever. There's a lot of those. I mean, it does happen. Why is she giving so much attention to the Daily Wire if she doesn't want this behavior to continue? Why not just ignore them? Why not? I mean, Candace is big enough that she could ignore them and keep on moving and telling stories and all that kind of stuff. And again, maybe talk about Nate or Mitch, whatever. Why do you have to talk about the story about Daily Wire if in fact you're not upset about Daily Wire? I think she's upset about it. I know Bronson said he thinks she loves the attention. I think she likes the attention, but I think she's also perturbed with how dare they push back on me? How dare they mock me? That's what I think is going on. But let's finish up. We're almost done.
Okay, fine. That's okay. I'm happy to move on in my life. Means I'm going to sue you. I get everything. The apartment we share, the car you're going to leave, you're going to have nothing. Okay, that's fine. Take it. I'd like to just move on in my life. I'm going to sue you again because I'm upset about something else. Okay, fine. I would really just like to
Where are
move
these
on and
lawsuits? Can somebody help me find these lawsuits? I would love to check them out. Like, yeah, I think, what lawsuits? She's saying that she's been sued by Daily Wire or Ben Shapiro or somebody. Can somebody help me out? DearWokeC@gmail.com. If you find them, please email them to me. Who sued you, Candace? Well, what are you talking about?
this chapter in my life. Then all of a sudden, he's like jumping onto stages and talking trash about me. He sees I moved on. I'm like, okay, I'm just doing my own show here. You don't know, but you know, like, why do you care? Are you good? Are you good? Can you
Are
move
you
on in your
good?
life?
Are you good? Can you just, why are you bringing it up? Why are you punching down? If you're so much bigger, so much greater, so much more wonderful than Daily Wire, why are you even addressing them? Why are you punching down? It just seems odd. Most people say we don't punch down, we only punch up. So why are you punching down, Candace? It's clear that you are. It's clear that they got you by the short hairs, that they got you perturbed. I think one of the greatest things to do is not let your enemies see that they've gotten you upset. You're letting them know what it is that's got you upset. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to probably do like 19 more of those videos because they know that it's got you upset.
Like, you're designing shows after me. This is not normal. This is not how employers are supposed to behave. I'm being so serious. There's something about it that's like, and parking aside Maddie, she's just the latest pawn. You know, they just got to find someone who really desperately wants to be famous, stands on a couch, okay, whatever, thinks she's going to be the next it girl. That's fine. There's nothing to do with her, actually. I hope it works out for her. I am speaking about an employer that can't move on. This feels dangerous to me. Like, we're getting to a stage of obsession that is dangerous. You have to go create
What's
a
the
show.
proof? What's the proof that they're being dangerous towards you, that they're obsessing towards you? Again, we saw the video there, right? But you've said things about Ben Shapiro, so that's not so what are they doing that's obsessive? When you say the word dangerous, we need to be very clear. In 26, we're not going to be ambiguous. We're not going to be nebulous in our response. We're just going to say this is what they're doing. Like, where's the proof of this?
That's interesting and compelling that people want to watch. That's not based off of somebody that you fired because you didn't want them anymore. That doesn't track with the public. So I just feel like this is getting very creepy and it's making me uncomfortable. And there should, in fact, be laws to prevent this from happening. There just should be laws that prevent employers from sending interns to stalk you at events, from trying to get you canceled from speaking events, for buying your friends. Like, oh, I'm that's the next step of the crazy ex-boyfriend. I'm gonna reach out to everybody you know and offer them money. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend I was Charlie's friend. What are you doing? Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you so in?
Wait, I thought you were pro freedom of speech, Candace. It doesn't. Hey, I guess we don't like it, but doesn't Ben Shapiro have the right to do that? Isn't that a freedom of speech issue? Maybe I'm wrong. If he says, "Hey, don't work with this person," isn't that a freedom of speech? Again, like Candace, you say you're all about freedom of speech. I might be crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. Bankrupt woman walking. That is hilarious and true. Yeah, get over yourself, Candy. Like, is that not a freedom of speech issue?
Side of my life. Please just move on. This is not mentally healthy for you, Ben. I want you to be better. I want you to get better. Seriously, move on in your life. It's okay. Let go of people that disagree with you. It's okay. Also, leave Megyn Kelly alone because I see you're eyeing her too in a weird way. You seem to be gunning for her now. Let it go. This is not healthy. And I'm asking you to leave this alone in 2026. Go do a show that's based off of that girl's talent and something that's interesting. And don't just use her like a pawn. That's what I would say. Anyways, you guys want to know the no, head over to the Daily Wire, support Maddie. Show's going to be great. Or you could just watch my show.
No.
And we can keep talking about state flags, actually, because then I got more interested in more state flags. Never mind. I'm not going to tell you about the Pelicans and Louisiana, but we were looking into that. And it is kind of interesting to learn about the pelican on the flag of Louisiana's state flag. Moving on, you guys, to other psychopathic things that are happening. I did not realize that Brigitte.
What was the purpose of that whole entire segment? What was the purpose of that? Now, to the conspiracy that we've kind of introduced into this stream, that she's recorded these 2 Monday and Tuesday shows. They were recorded yesterday. I'm starting to believe that, because nothing here is new. Nothing that she's talked about is anything new. Remember, yesterday, Maduro was indicted and arraigned. She didn't bring that up at all. Maybe because she recorded it before it happened. But again, I mean, she could have talked about it. She doesn't talk about much other stuff going on, but there's a lot of other things going on in the world that she could bring up, even just like in a passing glance. She didn't talk about it because it happened after she recorded this episode. I don't know. I think there might be something there.
Macron is having those people who like retweeted things that she deems to be harassing the truth, right? Brigitte Macron believes the truth about his gender is a form of harassment. This is very chilling. They are sentencing these people to jail.
That's in France.
I thought this was like just the fine. I think I read it too quickly. I thought it said, oh, it's $10,000 fine. No. 8 men and 2 women between the ages of 41 and 65, okay, who she is accusing it's harassed me, it's harassed my family. My family's testifying. It doesn't matter whether or not I did these things to Emmanuel when he was 14. It doesn't actually matter. What matters is that you're hurting my feelings bringing them up. You could just imagine this argument in court. Like if Jeffrey Dahmer was alive and you're like tweeting at Jeffrey Dahmer and you're like, you're a sick cannibal pedophile. And then he's like, that actually doesn't matter because you hurt my feelings. That's really mean. I don't want you. That's harassment. You can't just.
And people are mad at me and saying that, not mad at me, but they feel like I'm not aware that's across the pond in France. And she's trying to make what's happening in France and applying it here in the United States. And that's not the case. But she's doing that in real time. That's what she's doing, is trying to apply what's happening in France over and overlay it over what goes on in the United States. That's different. So France's laws are different as it relates to slander and defamation and freedom. Their freedom of speech is different than ours. That's just the reality. So why is she bringing this up as if that's what's going to happen here? Oh, because on Friday, that's when the dismissal case is going to be ruled on by the judge here in the United States. And I'm pretty sure he's going to rule against her. So she's trying to get this thing all amped up so that the people, that's why she mentioned it yesterday. That's why she's mentioning it now. She's trying to get the people aware that, hey, this case is going to go wrong because the Macrons are terrible people.
Call me those things. That's the vibe of what's going on in France right now. It doesn't matter if it's true. It matters if it hurt Brigitte's feelings. And so what has happened here is that they testified that these tweets were malicious. They were degrading. They were, quote, insulting. They were intentionally harmful to Brigitte. And of the 10 defendants, 8 were given suspended sentences between 4 to 8 months. And a 9th was sentenced to 6 months in jail because that person just didn't even attend the hearing. That's what's happening right now in France. Okay. 3 of the individuals were described as the instigators, and they were then ordered to have their social media accounts suspended for 6 months.
6 months.
Retweets. She feels harassed by the truth. You can harass people with the truth now. And to be clear, all of them were ordered to attend an online course regarding hate speech. Hate speech can also be true speech. If they just feel, if they hate it, that's it. And they have to collectively pay Brigitte Macron what's known as moral damages, around $12,000. moral
Mhm.
damages. I am telling you that because you need to fully compute what they want to do here.
There you go.
Okay. That's the purpose of
That's how we've jumped from Paris all the way to the United States. We've jumped all the way across the pond. So she's trying to get you all ready, boiling the frog, that this is what's going to happen because this case is not going to get dismissed. The judge is not going to rule to dismiss this case, and it's going to go to discovery. And I think the pressure is starting to cook, and because the Macrons are in the catbird seat, they're the ones that can say whether or not they want to settle. They're the ones that say whether or not they want to move in a different direction. Candace has got to go with whatever because she's the one being sued. So she's not in a position of power, and she's very upset about that. My opinion, based upon information and belief. Let's finish up.
This lawsuit against me, never before seen lawsuit against me, is that evil people are getting caught doing evil things, and those evil people still have enough power to pass through legislation and to establish new laws to make it so that they never get caught again. Or even when they do get caught, you have to shut up about it. This lawsuit that Brigitte has brought against me matters deeply. I am telling you guys, this lawsuit, everyone should be paying attention.
No, if the lawsuit mattered, hold on, let me pull this back up.
Make it so that they never get caught again. Or even when they do get caught, you have to shut up about it. This lawsuit that Brigitte has brought against.
If the lawsuit really mattered, Candace, you wouldn't have this picture on the screen. If you were taking this seriously and saying, hey, let's go ahead and be serious about this, you would not have this on the screen. You have this on the screen because it's not serious to you, because you know that you're not taking it seriously. Dare I say you are the most unserious. So that's why you have this on the screen. Yesterday, you had the little stuffed animal, the little stuffed doll on the screen. And you're not serious. That's the problem. You're a bully, and you don't like the fact, you're very upset about the fact that they are getting in your britches. And that's it. Like you're mad about that fact, and there's no way about it. There's no way. And they're going to get in your britches. They're going to go ahead and go max, Brigitte, go max. And they're going to take you to the cleaners. They're going to drive you down the street. You're going to pull in the little ding, 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 and they're going to the dry cleaners, and they're going to take all your stuff. They're going to take it all. And that's what's going to end up happening. And at the end of the day, you're going to be a whole lot less. At the end of the day, I mean, the problem is that you have zero humility. You don't even acknowledge, like, okay, let me just take this down a square. All right, let me just acknowledge that what I'm doing, yeah, I might be doing a little bit the most. I still stand by it. You can still stand by it. But your positioning about it, you're treating it as if, because you think what you're saying is true, which, by the way, you've not proven that, but because what you say is true, how you say it to people, it doesn't matter. Well, now they're about to make it matter on you. That's what they're doing. They're going to make it matter to you. And I wonder, I just want to know, we need to go to the 920 building and check on her lawyers and say, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Are y'all all right? Because this is crazy work. Finish this up, Jason. Let's go.
Me matters deeply. I am telling you guys, this lawsuit, everyone should be paying attention to every single filing pertaining to this lawsuit in Delaware, a place where I'm pretty sure France has been running the game since the Revolutionary War.
There we go. France is running Delaware. So there we go. I told you. It's corrupt. It's corrupt. It's not going to be a fair shot. I know I'm going to lose because France runs Delaware. France runs Delaware. They got the plane silo. That's where they've been using the plane silo, and they hop back and forth. They do Uber Eats back and forth to get croissants and bagels. Or what's it called? Baguettes. Sorry, baguettes. Yeah. So that's it. This woman is crazy. And I think, again, I think we're looking at the face of panic.
Because I believe that the feds are colluding because they want to introduce new speech laws in this
There we
country and make people fearful to tell the truth about the things that they have actually done. Wild. I just felt like I needed to fully present to you what was actually happening in France.
Yeah.
Prison. 65-year-old person. Maybe they just retweeted. Who knows? We have to get into the documentation. But this is not defamation. She's not making the argument that these things are untrue. She's making the argument that her feelings are hurt.
It's
because
cyberbullying.
You know that she was born with a penis. Wild times, guys. We'll be right back after.
Why do you think she's so upset about that?
All right, guys, jumping in here to tell
Why
you
do you-
about Tax Network USA.
Why do you think she's so upset about that? Like it seems like, man, like she's mad. She's mad. And why do you think she hasn't brought up Mitch at all? The son of the Zodiac killer, the guy that do you think she's finally realized that yeah, he was lying? Because she hasn't mentioned many of the things that Mitch has positioned out there. She mentions she's asking people to say whether or not they were actually there, Erica and Brian Harpole, but she's not bringing up Mitch. I wonder why she's not mentioning Mitch Snow of all people. Why is she not bringing him up? Yeah, because she's scared. I think she's terrified. Yeah, and hype the video up. Help your brother out. Help me out. I don't know how hypes work. We got a couple things we got to talk about after that, by the way. Hold on. Oh, wait. All right. So she's done. I don't want to read her ad reads. I don't want to do that to the audience. So I'm just waiting for her to get done with her. All right. So she's doing commercial comments
like
now.
having the limo that John Kennedy was shot in for a photo op. It is totally disgusting. I am in total agreement with you. I cannot believe it was not stopped on any level. It's distasteful. And we have every right to feel the ick, I think, that most people feel, most of the human beings feel, not the Sentinel, obviously. That's wrong. There's 1,000 ways we can honor Charlie. Stop telling us that it has to always be Miss Macabre, like we have to have the bloody mic and it's like we don't
Who
actually
said that?
have to have any of that. You can just speak about him and say what he means to you, like I did. I actually just told stories about Charlie Kirk. And yeah.
But it's funny because all of the stories that she tells about Charlie Kirk have nothing to do. I'm sorry. All her stories are just her and Charlie Kirk. There's very little about what Charlie Kirk actually did. It's all about her engagement with Charlie Kirk. And I'm not saying that that's all the way wrong, but it just seems odd. You didn't say anything like Charlie Kirk did this. Man, that was amazing that he did this, was able to do this. And no, it's me and Charlie Kirk did something. Me and Charlie Kirk were amazing because I and Charlie Kirk were able to do this. Like it just seems odd to me. But anyway, whatever.
That felt pretty honorific. I don't need blood. There's something about it that feels like a seance at all times.
Who does?
And
I
don't like it at all. And
that's evil that she keeps bringing that up like this. A bloody mic, a bloody tent. This woman is, y'all pray for her, man. This woman is lost.
Don't like it either.
Who cares?
Okay, let's get into the comments that are coming in right now.
Bring it on screen.
Jojo writes, Christ is King. Thank you for that donation. Brendan writes, Happy Feast of the Epiphany. Keep up the great work.
If this was real, if this was in real time. Oh, and by the way, when a live stream is over, you can go back if the content creator allows. You can go back and see the live chat, the best live chat on the internet. You can actually read the live chat after the fact. Hers are turned off, so you can't go back and see the live chat after the fact. So we can't go back and see where was this comment made. Was it made Saturday? Was it made Monday? Was it made Tuesday? I don't know. Was it made in the future? We can't do that. And it just seems odd that she does that. Just something I noticed.
That's not today. Wasn't that on last week? That was last week, right? The Feast of the Epiphany? I think I'm right. Is today a holy day of obligation, Chris?
That's interesting.
Okay. Got me. Brendan, you got me. I didn't know that. Angelina.
Let me look that up. Hold on. Now I want to know. When is the Feast of the Epiphany? And we went January 2026, just to make sure. Okay, so that was Tuesday. Today, allegedly. Interesting. Okay. So that comment, let me go back and read let me hear the comment again. Now I want to just know. Now I just want to know. Okay, that was a crazy comment right there. All right, let's go.
The great work. That's not today. Wasn't that on?
Oh, sorry.
Last honorific. I don't need blood. There's something about it that feels like a seance at all times. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And many people at home don't like it either. Okay, let's get into the comments that are coming in right now. Jojo writes, Christ is King. Thank you for that donation. Brendan writes, Happy Feast of the Epiphany. Keep up the great work. That's not today. Wasn't that on last week? That was last week, right? Feast of the Epiphany. I think I'm right.
You're not.
Is today a holy day of obligation, Chris?
I guess you got to go to mass or something. That's wow.
Got me. Brendan, you got me. I didn't know that. Angelina writes, oh, we are so back. By the way, the answer was that it's not a holy day of obligation, in case you guys couldn't hear them. Business writes, Candace, I adore you. My children watch you.
So is that not I don't know. I'm not Catholic. We're not getting into a Catholic fight today. But today is January 6th is Epiphany. So is that a feast day or something? Yeah, it just seems odd that she doesn't know this, but I digress.
Me as well. My 28-month-old claps when she sees you on TV. Thank you for being our voice. You are often in my prayers. Stay safe. Christ is King. Thank you so much. It's such a sweet comment. Emily Sullivan writes, keep digging, Candace, praying that your platform continues to grow. I feel as though the Lord has laid on my heart to tell you that all that you are uncovering is to open eyes and bring people to Christ. Use it for the kingdom. Of course, absolutely. And I have to say that it's just been so heavy. I feel better this year, obviously, than I felt last year. But it is just that Tim Dillon dark comedic skit where you just go, what is happening? Has this world always been this way? Okay, it has. And I think a lot of people want answers like, what is the next step? And I don't know. I don't have an answer other than committing ourselves to truth unapologetically. We have to grow louder. They want us to become more silent. We have to expose them. That's what Brigitte is doing. It's like, we'll bankrupt you, we'll kill you, we'll do whatever it is to shut you up. And they want us to be fearful. And I think that we just have to continue to say, you know what, the truth matters and the truth is enough. And that's why I always say, if you're wondering what you can do, I do believe that the frequency of truth hits harder, and repeating the truth and saying the truth and not being fearful is a part of it. It's a part of how we've been thus far able to expose so much. I think that's accurate.
Okay. That was a lot. That was a lot there. Wouldn't it have been interesting if when she said Brigitte and they're trying to delete me, she mentioned the assassination? Wouldn't that be an assassination plot allegedly? Wouldn't that be like an ideal time? Because at the current moment, we're still at actually technically around 20 days since she mentioned it. Wouldn't that make sense to do that then? It just seems odd that she wouldn't do that. And I do want to talk about that part. Thank you so much for the comment that said that she does interact with the comments live. My only question is, why does she not bring up? Okay, here it is. I think that I've seen her read comments from the live before when I watched her. Why does she not pull them up on the screen? She can do just like I did right here. So you all know that this is live. This is not Memorex. I don't think that those are real. I don't. I think they are. I think they're recorded. And she can make mistakes like this, like the whole thing with Epiphany. Why would she not make that mistake? So it looks like it's live. She's done other things before, whether it be get started late, looking flustered, and such like that. But the show was clearly recorded. Look at it. Look at her ad reads. Her ad reads tell you that the show was recorded to some degree, shape, or form. I mean, however, I don't know how else it would be. The ad reads should be the nail in the coffin. But why doesn't she just pull them up on the screen? That would do away with it. I would have to eat my hat if she pulled them up on the screen. And then we could see them, or leave her, or she could actually leave her live chat on. Leave her live chat on so we can go back and look. So when she says JoJo or Jimmy Jack or this person 43, we can go back and look through the live chat and find it. And you're like, oh, okay, there it is right there. That makes sense. I don't think it's live.
Drew Case writes, you mentioned having Barron on your podcast. When is that going to happen? Both of your thoughts together will break the internet. You both are so close. God bless and stay focused.
Mitch?
Yeah, I reached out to him and we are going to make that happen. When? I don't know. It will likely be on a Friday. Speaking of which, by the way, Friday, we are going to do, because I was like, why do a book club on Tuesday and then Friday? Let's just do an extra long one on Friday. Since we won't have an episode. So instead, we will be doing our book club on Friday for 2 hours as we finish the book, Sigmund Freud and the Jewish Mystical Tradition. So you can at any time sign up for the book club, CandaceOwens.com. Drew, I hope I answered your question. Did I actually answer your question? Yes, Baron Coleman. So we are in conversation, and hopefully that will happen on a different Friday. Humble Beginnings writes, I know that they have terrorized you, but I wouldn't let Ben Shapiro rent space in your head. Just keep moving forward. We are building, right? It's not about whether or not this isn't about winning or losing. It just needs to stop. Like I can't explain to you. It's getting there's something about it to me that just is starting to feel dangerous. It's like there's an obsession here. There's an obsession with me that is happening. And I would like it to stop. That's it. It's not about whether I've moved on. I've said, okay, okay, you can't hang out with these. Okay, you
But aren't you doing the exact same thing with TPUSA? Like, what makes your pursuit against TPUSA okay, but Daily Wire, let's just say they really are doing this. I don't know the evidence of the proof that they are trying to sue you into oblivion or bankruptcy. Why can they not do that? But you can harass people at TPUSA. You literally just expose all these people's grandparents and uncles and cousins, all that stuff like that. Why can't they do the same thing to you? I don't understand. Why is your mission, again, you're just literally bringing people in to the mix for no reason. I don't see the problem. I don't see. Again, I don't think Daily Wire should probably do it, but why can you do it, but they can't? Like, help me understand that. Am I just bugging out? Like, what's up? They're doing exactly to you what you've been doing to everybody else. And I think that you just don't like the way it feels. But ma'am, Erica told you weeks ago to stop. And look where you are.
can't go speak here. Okay, you can't, whatever. I'm going to do, okay, cool. Thumbs up. I'm going to have this. Okay, cool. I would just like to move on in my life. I would like you to just leave me alone. There's something about it that feels parasitic. And I'm asking for it to stop. I am. And I hope that is enough. I hope that me saying that
wow.
it's too
Somebody please clip this. Somebody, I'm putting it out there. Somebody please clip her saying that she'll stop if Erica tells her to stop. Erica telling her to stop. Her saying no. And now her weeping and wailing and boo-hooing, y'all stop picking on me. Y'all stop picking on me. I'm gonna back that up. We gotta run that one back a little bit. That was worth running it back.
writes, I know that they have terrorized you, but I wouldn't let Ben Shapiro rent space in your head. Just keep moving forward. We are building, right? It's not about whether or not this isn't about winning or losing. It just needs to stop. Like I can't explain to you. It's getting there's something about it to me that just is starting to feel dangerous. It's like there's an obsession here. There's an obsession with me that is happening. And I would like it to stop. That's it. It's not about whether I've moved on. I've said, okay, okay, you can't hang out with me. Okay, you can't go speak here. Okay, you can't, whatever. I'm going to do, okay, cool. Thumbs up. I'm going to have this. Okay, cool. I would just like to move on in my life. I would like you to just leave me alone. There's something about it that feels parasitic. And I'm asking for it to stop. I am. And I hope that is enough. I hope that me saying that it's 2 years. Okay. You have to get over a past relationship sooner than 2 years for your own mental health beyond anything else. I just want it to stop, and maybe it won't, but I do think that employers doing this should not be acceptable. Like under the law, it should not be acceptable. You should just be allowed to be fired is what I would say.
But is that not a freedom of speech thing? Does not, I mean, I don't like it, but wouldn't an employer have the right, if they wanted to do that? Again, I don't like it, but I don't like hate speech laws. But Candace, I think you're just you don't like your own medicine. That's what I think it is. You don't like the fact that people are doing exactly to you 100% what you've done to others. And you don't like the feeling of it. Hats off to the Daily Wire. Shout out to them. Let's go.
Lucci writes, and I also want to add, just before I answer this last thing, I also want to add that you don't even know like 3% of what I have gone through with them. Because I've tried to be above board. I have tried to handle it in the best way possible. And like I said, my perspective on it was always, we are Christians. And so we need to not be reciprocal. We can't be mean spirited. I mean, you see, we have limited our discussions of the Daily Wire at all on this show. And I'm doing series on Kamala and Brigitte Macron and things I'm interested in, like things that actually interest me, focusing on what I want to
Yo,
build.
this is some crazy
And
work.
that is not happening there. I don't know why that can't also happen there. If you think my ideas suck, go invest in your ideas. Why is your idea me? Why is your idea like
Maybe their idea is mocking you and your idea. Why is that? This segment of the show is going to be gold. Like, wait, hold on, wait. So you can posture ideas that I think are bad, and I can just go on and posture better ideas. I can do that. Or I can use a little bit of my horsepower to mock your bad ideas and make fun of them. Isn't that what the Dillon guy, what's his name? Tim Dillon, the guy that dressed up like Santa Claus, isn't that what he does? Isn't he a comedian that makes fun of bad ideas? I honestly cannot believe she's saying this stuff.
destroying me. I just don't get it. I really don't understand it. And I would like for it to stop. We'll see what happens. Jamie Powell Lucci writes, looking into Erica's mom's company, AZ Tech and E3 Tech, having contracts with the DoD for EMP hardening and the testing that is done at Fort Huachuca. Yeah, I think that that's accurate. And by the way, like I said, I don't think Erica ever denied that. She's like on camera saying that she moved to Arizona because her mother got defense contracts. Like her mother was working with the DoD. So she's been very open about that. And what would be interesting to know is if the Farnsworths secured those contracts for her originally when they first moved, like back in the early 2000s. And I'm sure that will come up at some point. Freethinker writes, Maddie in the no-no is a big no-no from me, fam. Seriously, though, what even was that? How embarrassing. I have secondhand embarrassment so bad. God bless and protect you forever, Candace. And the last thing that I just want to say as a mother is get your feet off of the couch, Maddie. Like, I am so sick of people thinking they can just jump up on a couch and put your feet up there. That's what upset me the most about that. Like, do not stand on a couch. No, you're not allowed to do that. My grandma, my granddad would say that's a no-no. So Maddie, that's where we're going to leave you on in the no-no is that standing on furniture is a no. Don't do that. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
That is some wild work, y'all. Okay, so what did we learn today, boys and girls? Nothing. We learned nothing. Nada. Zilch. Well, we did learn that I am pretty good at my bingo game. Let me bring my bingo board up in here. All right. Did she say CIA? She didn't say CIA. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's fair enough. 4 bingos is good. I can take 4 bingos. I'll take that. I can get it. All about the bees, man. All about the bees. Yeah, I mean, like, why is it bad that they're making fun of her? And she's just told them that she doesn't like it, which if you've ever had a younger sibling or an older sibling, once you tell them stop picking on me, I don't like it, what do? They're going to pick more because now you've told them where the pain is. And they're going to just keep doing it because that's what siblings do. Ben Shapiro, look, they got my permission to just keep on doing it. Why should they stop? Why should they stop? That would be a better question. Tell me why they should stop. Let's see. Thank you so much with the $2. She's not an anomaly. She's more of I'm a known anomaly. I don't got it. I'm alone. I'm alone. Interesting. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate it. What does Brittany say here with the 10? She can't stand the tent because she thinks it's where he was shot. Yet she can watch him being shot over and over and over. It's no problem. I don't know. I don't get it, Brittany. Thank you for the 10. It's very somebody said like she lacks self-awareness. I also think she lacks an understanding of the situation. Like, that's not the tent. And I did reach out to some people who've gone to AmFest in years past, and they said that they've had tents like that before where you can take pictures in. So a picture booth. So it's not something new. And I don't have any pictures of it, but I just had some people confirm, like, yeah, they've done that before. So again, it's not something new. They did it years past. Same thing with the pyrotechnics. They've done that before. That's not new. So I don't understand why there's such, consternation and pearl clutching about it. It's a real thing. Uh, Candace Owens sounds like paranoia from the smoking from Smoking Rock. Thank you. Good gracious. South Carolina dog fan. Thank you for the 10. Sounds like she has paranoia from Smoking Rock. I know what you're talking about. And it definitely is giving paranoia. There's no question about that. There's no question about that at all. What's Mike saying here? Between last night's show and tonight, I think she's just making up anything she can fill up an hour so she can make her money. I can give you a shout out for that. I can give you the air horn for that, man. I can give you the DJ air horn for that. That was nothing new. There was nothing new, nothing groundbreaking, nothing. It was just, what was that? You know, drug some people's families into it. So maybe they're going to start calling you, telling you to leave them alone. So then you got more content to talk about. Why are they asking me to leave them alone? Kerfuffle. What a pufferfish like look-alike. Thank you so much for the $2. You think she looked like a pufferfish? I got you. I can see you. Shout out to Song Sparrow. Thank you so much for becoming a brand new member. Thank you so much. And what do we have here? Mary says this with the $10. Her lawsuit defense. She's falling out of a journalist title so that the Macrons can't hold her liable. She now true crime buff, not to be taken seriously. It's all premeditated on Charlie Kirk's good name. I can see that. I think the problem is, I do believe her lawyers have told her this case is not going to get dismissed. We are going to have to go to trial. And that's why the last 2 days she seems angry. And I'm not trying to just like impose that upon her or try to make it because I feel that way. It seems like she's angry. And I'm wondering if it's because she knows that she is going to have to go to court and discovery is not going to be what she thought it was. It's not going to be you just ask for anything under the sun, but it's going to have to be germane to the case. And you can't just say, give me your blood. You can't do that. So I think she now realizes that. That's what I think is causing her the consternation in my thoughts. All right. Thank you so much for that, though. I really appreciate it. What does our Lila Rose say with the $6.99 Canadian? I haven't gotten a DM from Ben Shapiro telling me not to watch Candace. There we go. Like, I want to know, like, what's the proof of any of this stuff that she's saying? Because she makes it sound like, this is a whole media blitz. Like, okay, how's this working? Show me how this works. Real time. And don't just say because some people came to a event and they did not clap for you. Don't tell me that. But I need some evidence, some proof. Mike would say, we all must pray and need to crowdfund a Matt Walsh mock documentary of Candace crashing out. That would be funny. Has Matt Walsh said anything about her lately? I wouldn't mind hearing that because Matt is hilarious. I do like the way he handles her. Let's keep this going. And Stephen Crowder. I think they both do a great job. Our Lila Rose says this again. Didn't Candace just confirm her speech is hate speech? Wait, didn't Candace just confirm that her speech is hate speech? I think I can kind of see where you're going with that. Yeah, that's not a lap too far. No, I think you're right on the money. Yeah, I guess it is hate speech. Her fault is spreading lies about someone. Thank you so much, Phantom, with the 2. For the life of me, I'm still trying to figure out like how she sat there, in all seriousness and told that story. Didn't she just say it should be illegal for the Daily Wire to make fun of her content? That's what I'm saying. But she's upset that the Macrons are suing people for making fun of them. I don't know what to do. That's a great point. That's what I'm saying. Like, thank you for the very kind 5. Ma'am, this is exactly what you either. So now Candace is like the Macrons. Like, that's funny. Like, the thing you obsess about, you become. So she's becoming like Brigitte. If she's saying Brigitte is wrong, Candace, that's what you're doing. You're doing the exact same thing. That is wild work. I'm about to, you might have to get the air horn too. I might have to give you an air horn. Let's give it to her. I'll even give you. Absolutely. All right, let's keep this going. Cats are us says this. Since childhood, no one has liked this Owens, not even her family. I reached out to her cousin and asked would she like to have an interview. She hasn't hit me back, so I mean I don't think they probably will. But I mean I would love to ask that question. Do y'all like her? Phantom says this: Epiphany is the day that the Magi arrived to see Christ. It is not true, as Jesus was probably a toddler by the time Magi showed up. I'm right there with you. I just think it's funny. She doesn't know. She's not dialed in to her own theology and knows what's going on. I just think that should cause people to be interested in that. She's attempting to appear as a conspiracy channel to escape culpability in Delaware case. It could possibly work if it's not caught law experience. Interesting. Okay, thank you for the 5. Okay, my only question with that is the body of work that, because she has called herself a conspiracy theorist, but she hasn't said that her show is. She says she's an investigative journalist and as such of that nature. She's only recently dropped the term investigative journalist, probably right before the break, if not. And by the way, have y'all realized that she's taken a whole month off since Charlie Kirk passed? She took a week off for that little going fishing, 10 days there. She took off the week of Thanksgiving and 2 weeks for Christmas. She's like on a teacher schedule. You know, shout out to teachers. That's my only question. Emeritus channels. I would only ask and push back, or not push back, but just ask, can you just recreate your channel like that and not have your body of work follow you? Because that's what's going to haunt her. Shout out to Patrine. Thank you so much for the 5. Saying we are building, that is what Erica says. So she is using what Erica says. That's horrible. You know what? I didn't even catch that. She did say that. That is really wild. Good catch. Thank you for the 5. Man, Q, she's been a member for 21 months. Yes. She's behaving like Meghan Markle. Everyone is picking on me. She loves the attention because she's a narcissist, but this is wounding. Right. I agree with you 100%. Thank you so much for being a member, Q. Always good to see you, sister. Mike says this with the 5. This is dismissive attitude toward the online bullies is too rich coming from the woman who's created a website to dox bullies. Again, like I said, today's show is going to haunt her. I know Milk Bar is probably already sliced it up. I need to go see. But I know this is going to come back because it was just too much comedy. That last little bit was comedy rich. Yet she calls all Jews who follow the Talmud evil. There you go. Thank you so much for that, Phantom, for the 2. And then what's Debbie say right here with the 5? Can you help me? What did she say, Tyler, if that's his name, the congressman did wrong? Or what is suspicious of with him, please? Love you, Jay Witt. Actually, I think she's just trying to show that the Farnsworth guy, the guy who took out the SD card out of the camera, and Tyler Boyer has allegedly done something. I don't know. She just alludes to it. And I'm not going to give her the satisfaction of saying what it is. She needs to just say it. But it seems interesting. She likes to dance around what he did, but she brings it up. It's kind of weird. But anyway, those 2 people, they know each other. They went to high school together, raised in the same community. And so therefore, all of their families know each other allegedly. And therein is the problem. But she never said what they did wrong. So I don't know if that means automatically, just because I know you and your family knows me, that something is wrong. 1 second, please. Okay, thank you so much. What do we got? Thank you, man. CJ, blessing people with some new memberships. Y'all make sure you tell CJ thank you. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you now. And of course, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game. I don't know why they don't allow us to see what the super stickers look like. And hey, CJ came back around the block again. He look, brand new members. Make sure y'all say thank you to CJ. Thank you so much. And Junebug said this, been a member for 2 months. Shout out to you. She gives all Christians a bad name. A bad name. And the problem is Candace isn't a Christian. And I'll stand on that. Just like she don't want that little girl standing on the couch. I'll stand on that. Candace is not a Christian. So her assessment of Christianity is flawed at best and false, probably even worse. I'm just gonna say it. Somebody needs to say it. But y'all, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Yeah, don't be standing on people's couches. Don't be standing on people's couches, y'all. Don't be doing that. What we got here? Who was the congressman named that was not Amadei? That's a great question. You know what? I was too busy talking about how she was trying to jam people into the scenario, into the story. I don't think I even caught the person's name. But I don't think she like had a bona fide person. Like I know it was John Smith. I don't think she ever really said it. And I think, in my opinion, I believe the reason she didn't is she realizes this is going to come back looking bad on Mitch, because Mitch said emphatically that it was the Amadei guy. If it's not the Amadei dude, then Mitch is totally wrong. And I don't think she wanted to go down that road much further. I think she just wanted to kind of like do a quick look, but she don't want to go down the street, turn the turn signal on. That's what I think. Oh, by the way, thank you so much. Dee Dee said this. Thank you so much for the kind 20. She says this. Glad you're out of the pokey. Look, your boy's glad he's out of YouTube jail just as much as anybody else. YouTube jail is crazy, man. Why do y'all do us like this? Yeah, this is a Saturday Night Live skit. I think this should be a Saturday Night Live skit. Wouldn't that be crazy if they did an SNL and made fun of Candace? That would be I would be right there for that. I would be right there for that. I would actually probably stay up late and watch that. All right. You don't play the candy. You don't like the candy music? You don't like Candy Girl? Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, I want to know why she doesn't bring up Mitch at all. Like he was supposed to be the one that makes the government come and repent and say, you got us. We're guilty. And now she don't even talk about him. And I think it's because I think we all know what happened. Let me check something real quick before I give my last little observation. Nope, his Give Send Go is still up. I would have thought she would have canceled that thing. There you go. Thank you. If y'all got a new membership, please make sure you tell CJ thank you so much. Wait, told you to look up. Oh, yeah, you told me this Undersecretary of War for Intelligence. Okay, let me look these people up. Because you did ask me that. Thank you so much. All right, so who is a person? I'm assuming is their Undersecretary of War for Intelligence and and Security. There we go. Is it Bradley Hansel? Is that who it is? Yeah, it's Bradley Hansel. Who does he look like? Okay, here, let me pull this in. Y'all tell me, does this guy look like anybody in the mix? I guess. Let's see right here. I'm trying to think who does this guy look like? What y'all think about this? Who's this guy look like? This is the Undersecretary of War for Intelligence and Security. How do you put a green heart? Okay. I think that's interesting. Tell me what am I seeing? Ruben. Okay. Sent you the link, Jay. Okay. All right, let me look at this and then I'm gonna get ready to go get fuel in the automobiles for my bride. Okay. Did you send it to me? You might have sent it to me in did you send it in X? Yeah. No, where'd you send it to me? All right. Maybe this is the guy that he thought was Cabot Phillips. Maybe this guy was there. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know. Oh, you said email. Okay. Hit Timothy on the email. There you go. Give you all the details. Okay. Let's see. All right. I got it. This isn't a better picture though. Or let me see. What y'all think about that? Who does he look like? I don't know who he looks like. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. You said this looks like Mitch said yes, it looks like him. Yeah, Mitch said that it was Amity. That's what I'm saying. Like the whole story around. Oh, this is from Fort Huachuca. So who is this gentleman at Fort Huachuca? Or Haktua, as I like to call it. Keep scrolling through the pictures, okay? Oh, I see the pictures right here. Sorry. What y'all think? Who does he look like? I'm terrible at this game. All right, let's see. Let's see what this one is. This is like military dudes. Okay, so this is the date of this was the exact date that Mitch was there. Okay, I see it. So I wonder that would give you a high yield, what do they call it? A SAM. That would be a very important person. It would make sense that he was having a meeting. If he was having a meeting, I don't know if it'd be a top secret meeting or something like that, but there might be a meeting with some people, some big wigs. I mean, that would make perfect sense. My nightly sneeze during my live stream. All right. Not bad. I'm gonna keep looking into that. I'll keep digging. Oh, I got you. Congressman Farnsworth looks like Amadei. That's what she said. Oh, that's where she's going. Okay, I probably was cracking a joke. I missed that. Okay, that would make sense. But I still wonder why she's still trying to shoehorn them into this. Yeah, where is the bombshell story? I think that's the question we have, Casey. I was supposed to report yesterday, but same thing with her the flight interactive timeline. Where's that? I don't know. I don't think it's ever going to show up. I don't think it's ever going to enter the chat. But I do want to say this, everybody. I'm going to be on. Actually, we're recording. It's not going to be a live stream. I'm going to be on Fighting for the Faith tomorrow morning. Well, actually, now I remember we're recording it. So as soon as we get done with that, I'll make sure you all are aware when he's going to drop that video. I think it'll be a good one. We're going to be talking about Christian nationalism and Candace Owens and how their rhetoric sounds very similar. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow morning at 11ish. So I'll make sure as soon as he tells me when he's gonna drop the video, I'll make sure you're all aware, and that'll be a good one. Thank y'all so much for everybody who's jumped into the best live chat. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the very kind super chats as well as cash apps. Thank you so much for that. I will be back, Lord willing, tomorrow. We got a lot of good stuff. I'm sure we're going to be talking about her craziness again, right? But we got some other stuff we'll be talking about tomorrow as well. So everybody, thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Thank you so much for hanging in there on this evening. I'll see you all real soon. So until then, grace and peace. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Whitt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.